Hello.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the launch of StagePunch. Yay! I'm Katie McHugh, founder and CEO of StagePunch, and this is Megan Shadler. She is the administrative producer of Yonder Window Theater Company, and StagePunch is Yonder Window Theater Company's largest project to date. We have been working on this project for 18 months. And today, at long last, we are finally ready to share it with the world. What is StagePunch, you ask? Many of you might know, but today we are going to show you everything you need to know about StagePunch. We're going to give you many tours of it. We're going to introduce you to all of our staff and our coaches. And we are going to have a few little demonstrations and a lot of fun, some giveaways, some prizes, so stay tuned. So without further ado, I would like to bring on our entire staff that is surrounding us. Come on, everybody. Come on in. Squeeze in. Oh, and not to forget the most important staff member here. Okay, everybody. And Jonas is there too. All right, so we are going to do a countdown, and then that is the launch of StagePunch. Ready, everybody?
Yes.
And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now StagePunch is live. Everyone watching, you are now able to start your subscriptions. We are very excited. So StagePunch is geared towards everything you want. So it is geared towards young students in high school auditioning for college. It will take them all the way through picking a college, to auditioning for a college, to guiding them through their college experience, and then into the professional world. And StagePunch has logged thousands of hours of research so that you don't have to. We are here for you to guide you every step of the way. And this comes from a long journey of 20 years working in the arts with young people and directing and producing and acting and all of those amazing things that our whole team has been doing their whole lives. We've put it all into this site with love and with care, and we want to be here and help you and guide you through your journey. So the first thing we are going to do is take you on a tour guided by Jonas, and we will look at all of the things StagePunch has to offer, and then we will come back and talk to you a little bit more about it. So enjoy the first ever tour of StagePunch.
All right, and it is time, and it is my immense pleasure and joy to share with you the official StagePunch website. So here we go. This is the homepage. You might have already seen it when you were signing up for this event, perhaps, but this is only what you see when you are a non-subscriber. You get the homepage and you get access to one of our amazing quizzes. So now we are going to take you on a bit more of a backstage view of the entire site. So as you can see, you have the homepage. You have potentially played around here a bit already. We love the art. We love how it looks. We're super happy with everything. This is our blogs. Here's a little fact. You can read up on that later. Maybe it will make you feel even better about subscribing to StagePunch today. And we are going to get started. So what I said is that we have two quizzes. We have one programs quiz, which is available to anyone entering our site. It looks like this. I'm not going to spoil the fun for you. You can go through and explore that yourself, but it will give you access to one school from our amazing database. And that database looks like this. So you can scroll through here and we have pages and pages and pages of performing arts programs all over the world. We're not just US based. We do programs in the UK and Ireland. We have international programs in almost all continents. We have schools in Singapore. We have schools in India, in Norway, where I'm right now. So that's super exciting. And we also have this really cool feature, which is a filtering system. You can go in here and you can filter your program through the degree that you're interested in the location, the type of tuition that you're expecting to pay. I guess a lot of people will start here at small, and then you can add small and medium to see more of your options and location. For now, we're doing US, UK, and Ireland, and international, and it is an ever-growing database. So it's super exciting. Keep checking in, and I'm sure that you'll find many schools and programs all over the world that will fit your needs, and hopefully you will even discover your dream school along the way. So we can do a little quick search here. In our filter, we are interested in playwriting today. We want to go to the US, and we want to be in an urban area. So we're going to view all our programs, and look at that. It changes. So maybe you want to go to Boise State University, for instance, and you can click in, and you'll see all your info that you'll need to apply. You'll see all the degrees that are on offer, a few highlights of the program, how to contact them if anything should come up, and then the most important, of course, how to apply. You get all your deadlines, all your addition dates, all the info that you need. And if that's not enough, you think this might be the greatest program for you ever, you press save. And just like that, the item has been saved, and you can find it over at your profile. So if you hit your profile, you will go straight to your saved items. And over here, you can see now Boise State has showed up in my saved items. This is also where you go to check that your subscription is running, that you've made all your payments, all of that stuff. And as you can see, we also have events and monologues. So that's a great cue to push us over to the monologue. So of course, we have the monologue quiz. Once again, I'm not going to spoil the fun for you. I'm not going to go in there, but this monologue quiz is there to help you locate an amazing Shakespeare monologue for your audition. Currently, we are sharing Shakespeare monologues here on StagePunch. We're working on finding a way to do contemporary monologues in the future. For right now, it's an amazing database of Shakespeare monologues. You access that here and explore monologues, and that's where we are at. So once it's very similar to the programs. It's a big database. Most of these are geared towards young performers. We are here to help the next generation of performing artists, of course. So you can filter through gender, archetype, genre, and a few themes. So for instance, if we want to do death and despair, and we want to be a hero, we'll use some monologues, and here we go. You can do a monologue from Henry IV Part 2. You click on in there. Once again, you can save it. You get the location of the play, get the character right here, the play right here, the first line, and we have some themes. You get all the information and the monologue right there for you. Just use it as you wish. You get a quick scene synopsis and a play synopsis, and you can go back and look for more. Then we have our guidebook, which is another really cool feature of our site. This is the StagePunch guidebook. It is a 5-act play. That's what we've decided it is. And it gives you access to amazing insight throughout your journey towards your dream school. So we have preparing, applying, auditioning, deciding, experiencing, coming soon, and the glossary, where you get access to all these words that you might hear in a rehearsal, in a classroom. You go, I wonder what that is. I don't want to out myself. I don't know really what this is about. You click that, you go and read, and you check out by alphabet. You go to E, and wow, that's an ensemble. The dynamic interaction and harmonious blending of the efforts of the many artists involved in the dramatic activity of theatrical production. That's a little example. We also, if we go back to the guidebook, you can see here at the bottom, we have our newly added section. So that's where you get the newest articles or scenes that we have written for the guidebook. And the guidebook is ever growing. So if you've checked it out, you've read through it either chronologically or you checked out the things that apply to you. You always want to check back in here and make sure that you get the newest scene from the guidebook. For instance, today you want to look on how to write the perfect application essay. It comes up right there. There's a section, you get more subsections here. So that was scene 3. We'll leave all the reading to you when you are subscribed. The final part of prepare is recommended reading. That is right here. It's all these amazing books for performing artists. You get a straight link to buy them. We have our coaching section, which is really, really cool. We offer coaching in a bunch of different areas and skills that you will need on your way. We have acting, voice and movement, workshops, life skills. You'll meet some of our coaches or have met some of our coaches already. And we have either a choose your own adventure menu, or we also offer a recommended coaching plan where you can read exactly what we think you might need on your way. And then you just go in, you read about our coaches, and you choose to book a session. And as a subscriber, you get 20% off all coaching. That's our promise to our Stage Pro members. We also have our events that we saw a bit earlier. So we will keep adding events. These are 3 weekly events that we are starting right from this upcoming week. We have Meditation Monday, Wellness Wednesday, and Forum Friday. There will also be masterclasses here. We'll have all the good stuff for you to enjoy. And finally, we have our little blog. You might have checked that out already on stagepunch.me. That is now moved over here. And it is an even greater assembly of opinions, of insight, and it ties back into the guidebook and all the things that we believe in here at StagePunch. For right now, these are articles, and that will keep on expanding and growing as well. So I think that is it for now. And I will just leave you with this little blurb right here. Begin your journey. You can create a profile, track your progress, see exactly what you've saved. You can explore hundreds of colleges from across the world in an ever-growing database, get all the audition requirements, the dates, the deadlines, all in that same place. You can access the perfect monologue for that once-in-a-lifetime audition. We offer expert coaching, exclusive workshops, all other events. You can sign up right here. We hope you enjoy StagePunch.
Thank you so much, Jonas, for that tour. If you guys watching at home have any questions, please leave them in the Facebook comments below or email them to us at admin@stagepunch.com. We're going to answer your questions a little bit later, any that you might have. So up next, we're going to hear from Katie and Elka, who are going to talk to us about acting coaching and coaching in general through the StagePunch site. I'm going to head out and I'm going to leave it to them. Go ahead, Katie and Elka.
Hi, guys. Welcome. Very, very exciting stuff. Thank you, Jonas, for that incredible tour. And we're so excited that that was the first ever in the world tour of StagePunch. As I said, I'm Katie McHugh. This is Elka Van Dyke. Hello. She is the director of training of Yonder Window Theater Company. And her and I have been working together for 15 years. Yep. Very long time. And we've been teaching together and working with young people and teens, and all of our students throughout the years have been involved with all of this, and you'll meet some of them as the day goes on. But Elka and I want to talk to you a little bit about our journey and who we are and what we do as teachers, both in individual and private coaching, as well as the classes that we offer. So we offer workshops, we offer a big summer intensive, and we offer all sorts of different things that we can do throughout StagePunch, which is, weekend workshops, week-long workshops, and summer big intensives. So we're going to talk to you a little bit about all of that. And while we're talking, you're going to see on screen some of our classes this summer. So you'll see Elka and I teaching, and we'll just give you a little description of what you're seeing. So go ahead, Elka.
Yeah. So first off, let's just talk about the audition, right? And StagePunch's philosophy is prepare, practice, perform. So you have a Juliet monologue you're going to be using or as one of your pieces for auditioning, right? having the technicalities of the language is, of course, number one. You got to have that down. You have to be delivering the actual words that you're saying. But above everything else in your audition is you. We want to be able to see you. That's what people, want to see, is what do you add to that Juliet among all the other Juliet monologues that are going to be performed for those auditions? What is it that you are bringing to the table that shows your personality, shows your best foot forward, right? Or your best face forward, rather, or your best voice forward. And I think that's where we come in, right? It's like, yeah, we help you with that preparation. We help you find the right monologues, the contemporary and the classic. We help you, break down the language and make sure you're understanding the verse, or you're understanding, your given circumstances and all the things that come with it. But then, how is your Juliet different from someone else's Juliet when you're saying the exact same language? And that's what we help you do. And we do it through the voice, and we connect it to the body. So, I always say, it's like, yes, it's not about getting out of your head. You need to be in your head. We need that intellectual part of you to be present, but it's also just about being in the body as well. And bringing those two together is what we're going to take you on a journey.
We always talk about mind, body, and soul. We talk about how they are all connected as performers, as human beings, as creative people that walk this earth. It is our job to be connected to all of those things all the time. Sometimes it's a little scary to be connected to your mind, body, and soul as you walk around maybe the streets of New York and you have your shield up, but we also here at StagePunch in the coaching room and in the workshop room, it's a safe place, and it's a place to work on all of those three things together. You'll meet Jean a little bit later, and she's our mind coach. She is going to work on mindfulness with everyone. We have a meditation Monday, and you'll see her, subscribers will see her every Monday if they tune in at 4:00 to work on their meditation and focus. And for the body, you'll see a lot of our coaches with our movement instructors, and you'll see body work with the clown instructors and Chris and all of the wonderful people that we have on this team that have been teaching for 20 plus years and know all of the industry ins and outs. You'll see all of those people throughout the day, and also you'll see them on the website, and you can book them as coaches. Something specific that Elka and I have been doing together for 15 years is teaching Shakespeare. And so our classes are really geared towards helping the young artist understand the language of Shakespeare and helping put that language of Shakespeare into their body, helping them understand what it is they're saying, and then allow themselves to breathe and take in the language and let it come out in the most natural and creative way for them as the individual. So that's something that, when you're working with me as a coach, I'll be working with you. I will do contemporary. I'll work with you on those monologues too, but Shakespeare is our specialty and what we teach in the summer and our summer intensive. And that's the same goes for Elka. She will work on both acting monologues, contemporary and classic, but Shakespeare is our favorite.
Well, a little bit of something just about talking about you and I too, Katie, and how we've been working together for so many years is that you're a director.
Yes.
I'm an actor, right? We're both teachers. However, we come in with two different perspectives, right? So I come in from the actor process way of coaching my students, where not that you're directing, but you're guiding, but you do come in with that lens,
Yes,
right? Which is gives you different perspectives. So when you are choosing a coach and so forth, it's a great idea to, through this process of 6 months to a year of preparing your audition monologues, is to visit each of the coaches so you can get different flavors onto your final piece, right? As we're working towards and funneling it down to what that final performance is going to be, right? I think there should be one more word to our prepare, practice, perform. I think there should also be repeat. I know it's not a word, but, right? But that,
repeat,
right?
And then punch it.
But that is the process, right?
Yes, exactly. And that's something I'm glad you brought that up, in terms of looking at the different coaches and what you will be doing with us. And one of the reasons Elka and I wanted to talk to you first is because, yes, you need a little smattering of every single coach, but also at StagePunch, the coaches talk to each other. we
all the
talk
time.
we talk about you guys. And if we have a student, Elka's got one student that she's coaching, I've got another student that I'm coaching, and then we flip, and that student has, that coach, you flip around, we are going to say, okay, what does this person need? What did you work on? Okay, I'm going to work on that. Okay, you know what? In our session, I'm going to say, okay, well, that was excellent, but you need to be more on your voice. So I'm going to send you over to Dave, and I think you need to book a session with Dave or a session with Alicia next, because those are our voice coaches. So, that's something I think that's really important, and something that StagePunch offers that maybe not a lot of other places offer, is a full, it sounds like a car shop, a full service, but we want you to have an experience where you feel 100% prepared. And supported. And so, looking at all of that, talking about all the acting, talking about getting your audition ready, but then on the other end of it, we also have coaches that are helping you with your financial journey. How many questions do you have about putting the money up for college, or figuring out how to organize your life as a young artist coming out of college? And what do I do with a budget? How do I find work? How do I make it as an artist in New York City? How do I move to New York City? All of these things you can look at on StagePunch. You can see our blogs. You can ask questions in the Friday forum. We have a forum every single Friday that's going to tell you, tell you anything you would need to know. And you can, as a subscriber, go to that forum and ask questions of who's ever in that forum that day and see what the answers are. And you know what? You can ask the same question over and over each Friday, and you might get a different answer. So, that's something to keep in mind when you're searching for your coaches, when you're sifting through the site. As Jonas said in his tour, that there's all sorts of things you can do on the site, and it's going to take you quite a long time to sift through it. And you know what? We're going to be adding every day. We're adding new things. StagePunch is new. We're a baby company that's just starting out today for the first day. So we're going to be adding anything and everything to the site, and it's going to grow. And we're looking at the next 50 years of this as being a staple in the performing arts societies.
Yeah, and that growth is going to come from you guys. As you guys have the questions, we're going to go and find the answers and then put it up on StagePunch for you guys.
Yeah, exactly. And I think at this point, one of the things that we want to do is take in your questions. So we're definitely going to, if you guys are watching and you want to ask a question, there are going to be places in the segment to answer those questions. So we'll continue looking at that. So keep them coming. I see on my screen there's a bunch of things coming up. So I know that you guys are out there and you're watching and asking questions. Elka, do you want to talk any more about any NYTSI, our summer program, a little bit? Because we do have a couple minutes left before.
Sure.
We
Teen Shakespeare, New York Teen Shakespeare. This has been, Katie, we've been working on it for years, and we have teachers, the teacher team, and we've been working on this together for years. Obviously, we've been doing it in person for those years, except for the last two.
Which you saw on screen. That's the shots that you saw with us teaching
via Zoom.
In the Zoom classes.
Which, funnily enough, worked really well. There was a huge learning curve, like all of theater has had to pivot. There was a huge learning curve of that. It wasn't nothing. Like there was glorious failures and glorious successes that took place even via Zoom. But New York Teen Shakespeare, in its original essence, is a 3-week intensive, 6 days a week, from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. And you are working as if you're at a conservatory. You come in with a monologue and a sonnet memorized. You work on those pieces. About halfway through, I think week 2, at the beginning of week 2, you are casted into a duet or maybe a 3-person scene. And you work on those 3 pieces of text, the sonnet, the monologue, and your duet scene, for finally to where we have a final sharing of that at the end. All through those 3 weeks, yes, you are having text with Katie and I, but then you are also having link letter voice movement with Dave Demke. You are doing rasa boxes and viewpoints and Williamson technique with our master movement teacher, Janice Orlandi. You're doing clown with Chris. What's up his name?
Tramatana.
Sorry, guys. What else do we have? sometimes we have some fight violence that are fight classes that are happening in there, and we definitely always have industry panels, right? Which is where we bring in people who are working professionally, that aren't just us teachers, but are actually like on different shows.
Orange is the New Black, Blue Bloods. We have a lot of friends here at Yonder Window Theater Company that we are bringing into StagePunch, and we have special guest appearances by so many people, and we're so excited to share those with you. So as a subscriber, you have access to all of these industry panels. We'll have an industry panel once a month, and there'll be special surprise guests from TV shows, from film, from Broadway. All of these things are going to happen on StagePunch, and there'll be special things just for our subscribers. So we do urge you to subscribe. We do have some promos going on, and we do have some contests going on. So hopefully some of you will enter, and 3 people will win a 6-month subscription today. So we're going to be announcing those winners, so stay tuned. But right now we are going to go on to our next segment. So take it away, Megan.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. And yeah, Katie was saying that we have some giveaways happening today. If you go to our website, you can enter into those giveaways, and don't forget to ask questions. We'll be doing a Q&A shortly. But now I'm going to introduce one of our other coaches. So I'm going to say goodbye to Katie and Elka and have them turn off their camera. And I'm going to ask Megan to come on. Another Megan. Hi, Megan. How are you?
Other Megan. That's going to be how we have to address each other forever.
Yes.
Just this Megan, then the other one.
Exactly. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm tired. I'd like to go to bed, but that's okay.
Well, it's a rainy day here in New York,
Is
so
it?
I think we're all feeling that.
Yes. Yes.
But anyway, everyone watching at home, Megan is our mental health mentor on StagePunch. You can find her on our coaching page. Anyone can book her, whether you are a paid subscriber or not. So Megan, I'm going to hand it over to you and let you do your presentation about what you're going to offer on StagePunch.
Sure, definitely. Yeah. I'm Megan. I'm the other Megan, as we'll say. And I'm your mental health coach, kind of a mentor. Wellness coach is also maybe another way to look at it, but like specifically talking mentally, specifically talking about mental health and coaching you on like how do we take care of ourselves, emotionally and psychologically through this whole crazy process that we have agreed to when we decide to go through this industry in whatever way that looks. A little bit about me. I have been doing theater since I was a little baby, since like 5 years old. And I primarily started out performing. I think most of us do. And then later on down the line, I was introduced to directing, and I started in that. Then I was introduced to playwriting, so I started doing that. And then I moved on to producing, and I do a little bit of everything like that now, and performing when I'm asked and when I'm needed to. But it's not my primary area anymore. So I've kind of gone through the whole gambit. If you ask me about it, I've probably done it in theater, even if it was just once or twice, but I've probably dipped my toe in it. So anyone looking to speak to me about their specific areas of concern in whatever area of theater they decided to enter, I would probably have some idea of what goes into each little thing. And so I did theater my whole life. I did theater in high school, did the whole competitions and everything. And then I decided to continue my education, and I got a BFA at Texas State University in performance and production. So I got to learn academically both sides as well. I got to delve into both sides, and I did both throughout my whole time there. And now I've graduated. I graduated right at the tail end of COVID, or the tail end of that whole COVID year, and it's still going. And now I've decided to go back, and I want to get another degree because I discovered that all I want to do artistically and professionally is help people. So I have gone back, and I'm getting another degree in clinical mental health counseling. I have not received that degree yet, but I am currently working towards it. And the whole time I'll be here at StagePunch, I'll be working towards it and incorporating what I learn on the psychological side into what we all know as emotional beings in this emotional industry, and what we've all learned about ourselves and others in that whole gambit of experiences that we all have. So while I'm here at StagePunch, what I'll specifically offer to y'all, I'm going to have Wellness Wednesdays every Wednesday, every week, where we're going to come in, and it's going to be different every week. Some weeks it might just be a general check-in with anybody who comes in, seeing how we're feeling. Maybe something big's happened in the world and we want to sit down and talk about it, because what happens externally does affect us internally. As much as we wish it didn't, it does. And then there might be instances where I have someone in my circle that comes in with me to speak to y'all about taking care of yourselves mentally in this world, whether that is a theater practitioner that I know, or whether that's a mental health practitioner that I know that will come in and speak to y'all, maybe give presentations, maybe have a panel, anything like that. It's going to be new every week. It's just going to be, focused on y'all and what we can do to help y'all get through this. I say get through like it's going to be hard, but just taking it every day and taking care of ourselves, because it's a practice, and we're not good at it sometimes, but that's why I'm here to help out. And then besides that, I'm going to be offering individual mentoring sessions, is what we're calling them right now. Ethically, I do have to disclose that I am not a licensed therapist yet. So I cannot say that I am providing you therapy, but I am providing you mentorship, wellness mentorship, mental wellness mentorship. Just like any friend, anybody that, you would go to disclose those kinds of things. That's what I'll be here for. That's how I'll be here to help you. And those sessions are 55 minutes, I believe. I believe that's what we set them at, 55 minutes. And those are private sessions for you to come in and talk to me about how you're feeling, what's come up in your life, help you process things, give you any advice that you feel like you need, just kind of help you get through all of that. I promise I've been working one-on-one with college students, undergrad and graduate, since I was, 19. So I was a director and a producer for a large part of my theatrical career. So I have seen and heard it all. There's nothing that you cannot say to me that's gonna shock me. There's nothing you can say that is gonna be unnecessary or something that's not okay. So I promise I'll be here for anything and everything that you might need. And that's the general overview of who I am. Like I said, I've worked with college students for a long time now. I still work with college students. I work at Student Support Center on campus at my grad school that I go to now in New Orleans. And I am, that's the type of kids I help out, and I'm not too far off from you. I just graduated. I know where you are. I know where you've been. I know how you feel. So we can talk about it. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here for you to talk about it and help you out however I can. Yeah. All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Megan. I think it's so important to talk about mental health, especially when applying to college, which is such a stressful time. StagePunch really recognizes that preparing for school isn't just about practicing your audition monologues over and over. It's making sure you're prepared, which includes mental wellness. So that was amazing. We'll hear a little bit more about mental wellness later from Jean. But thank you so much, Megan. I'm going to say goodbye and we'll see you a little bit later.
Thank you.
Awesome. To those listening at home, if you're just tuning in, welcome to the StagePunch launch. I'm going to bring in our next speaker now, another one of our coaches, someone who just came on board with us, Alicia Getset. Hi, Alicia.
Hello.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Alicia just joined our StagePunch coaching team. She will be available for one-on-one coaching sessions in the new year, but we'll be working towards some workshops, bigger group workshops and things until then during the fall. So yeah, like I was saying to those just joining at home, welcome to the StagePunch launch event. We are going until 6 o'clock today. So join us anytime, come in and out. We're going to hear from our coaches. We're going to do some Q&As right after Alicia gives a presentation. We're going to do a Q&A of questions you guys have been asking via our email or on the Facebook. So drop those questions now if you have any. Alicia, I'm going to hand it over to you. Alicia's our vocal coach, and I'm just going to let you go for it. I'm going to dip out. And call me if you need me. I'll be here.
Help! No, I'm just kidding. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Alicia Olatuja, and I'm so excited to be a part of the StagePunch team. I'm so excited to meet all of you and get the opportunity to work with you and go on a musical journey together. We're going to have a great, great time. So yes, a little bit about me. I am a singer and a performer, as well as a vocal instructor. So I've traveled around the world performing, singing a variety of genres. I've always been super passionate about a lot of different styles of music and different ways in which I can express myself through those different styles. So I've performed and sang in opera houses all over the world and musical theaters and different venues. And now I even have my own jazz band where I travel around singing at various performing arts centers and music festivals, which are really, really fun, especially in the summertime, now that we can get outside. So I've been really, really having a wonderful time connecting with people in that way. But something that's always been really, really important to me, and I've always been incredibly drawn to, it was how to help others reach the goals that they have in their vocal journey. And so I've been teaching for as many years as I've been performing professionally. And one of the main and most beautiful things that I've been able to see is how the skill sets that we learn as vocalists, we're able to use throughout our lives and apply them to various aspects of our lives, not just music. So what I'm really talking about is vocal empowerment. So apart from being a singer and a voice teacher, I'm also a certified life coach specializing in vocal empowerment. And basically what I've been able to do within my own life and my own experiences and with my wonderful students that I've had, and hopefully the new ones I'm going to have, is to be able to use singing as a tool to break through comparison culture, which we know is everywhere, especially on social media. Not knocking it, but we know what it does sometimes, but breaking through comparison culture and also helping us be able to identify our authentic voice, either on the stage or off the stage, in the classroom, anywhere where we present our real and true voice. And using singing as a tool to be able to break through comparison and self-doubt and all those things that hold our voices back from their true potential is what I specialize in. And so, of course, we're going to be working on music, we're going to be working on technique, because we got to get the voice in the right shape to be able to do what we want to do, but we never leave behind our heart, and we never leave behind our mindset, which is everything in the world of performing. The mindset and the heart and the voice have to come together and be in agreement so that we can be able to express what it is that we truly desire through our music the way we want to, but not leave behind how we truly feel and what our identity truly is through our music. So many vocalists that you're going to see and meet and bump into and run into and work with over the years throughout your journey, throughout your careers, but what is going to set you apart? What makes you stand out? And that is your true, authentic voice. And your authentic voice is tied into who you really are. And there's only one you, even though there's many voices out there, and there's only one voice that's identical to yours. And that's just you. Your identity, who you are, and how you present that through your voice is going to open up so many doors for you, and it's going to enrich your life off stage as well. So that is my philosophy, to empower your voice to be something that actually is dynamic on stage, but off stage and in your life as well. So I'm so excited, as I said before, to get a chance to meet all of you. I will be doing workshops and vocal master classes to help you dive into some of these ideas and really explore your voice and explore who you are through your voice, which is everything. And of course, I'll be really, really excited to work one-on-one with you guys later on in the 2022 season. So with that, anybody have any questions? I'm here, I'm ready.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And I'm so sorry, Alicia, I mispronounced your name at the beginning.
That's fine.
So sorry about that. I think that I love that your philosophy. I was never much of a singer, and I went to drama school. My first class was a vocal class. And I look back at my time in school, and I think vocal lessons and movement, two things I was terrified of going in, ended up being the thing I was most proud of, because I saw how much I could grow from that. And I just hope that kids who might be a little bit afraid of that side of theater, take a chance and take a lesson with you and see what's going to come out and find their true vocal identity. I just love that.
Can I take a lesson? I would love
Yeah,
to.
right. I was like, ooh.
I've always wanted to learn to sing. Maybe we don't want, maybe Alicia's gonna be like, I'm out. We're not doing shit.
No way. Come on in the room. Come in the room. I love working with the voice. The voice as a singular expression item has many different ways in which you can express, and we all have different exposure and experiences with music, some a lot, some not so much, but it doesn't stop us from the opportunity to present who we really are from the inside out, even when we're speaking in a room full of people, setting up whatever song you're doing, but also just being present. So the voice is a really empowering instrument, not just a melodic one.
Yeah.
Thank you,
And
Alicia.
singing lessons aren't just about sounding good. It's about finding that power. I think that's amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much for this awesome presentation. We're so glad to have you on board. Alicia's profile will be up soon. Like I said, coaching for one-on-one is going to come in the new year. But we'll keep everyone updated on social media about workshops, because I'm sure people are going to be really interested in getting in there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, ladies.
Great.
Oh,
Thank you,
and gentlemen.
we look forward to working with you.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Katie, you and I are now going to do some question and answering.
Yes,
So
bring
let
it
me
on.
just pull up some questions here that I've got. Let me find them. Oh, I've lost track of my questions. Let's see. Oh. Well, okay. I remember one question that I saw was, how old do I have to be to use StagePunch? Do you want to
Great
start that one?
question. I will. That's a question. Actually, we're looking in our guidebook, and you can see when do I need to start this process? What is my journey? Do I need to start thinking about college when I'm a freshman in high school, a sophomore in high school? What is the answer to that? And what we have said at StagePunch is that there's no exact answer to that. It's your own journey is your own journey. Right now, we are saying 15 is a really good age to start joining StagePunch. If you want to join a little bit earlier than that, shoot us an email and we'll talk to you and we'll answer all your questions. But at this point, it's geared towards ages 15 and up, and specifically 15, 16, 17, 18, looking at that journey from going from high school into college and auditioning for colleges in the performing arts specifically. It is at the moment, the site is geared towards a lot of acting and performing, specifically singing, acting, dance. But in the future, we are going to cater also to playwriting, directing, stage tech and stagecraft, and all of the other majors that you can have. So we are branching and growing and building all of that. So, you know, it's not just going to be about getting on stage, but what happens on and off stage and behind stage and writing for the stage and all of those things. So
Yeah.
we are.
You actually answered one of the other questions. Is it just for actors? And I think, yeah, it's definitely for performers, and hopefully soon for much broader. I think we even have some programs where we feature directing and playwriting degrees as well in our programs filter.
I would say at the moment on stage and the things that we're catering to already that the site will help you with off stage would be the crafts of directing and playwriting. Those we don't have a lot of catering to management, the management side, so managing, producing, and tech, but we have definitely directing and playwriting. We have a playwright in residence over at Yonder Window Theater Company, Grant McDermott, and we have a young playwriting program, the Ascending Playwrights program, which we've been running for almost a year now, which is, we have a lot of catering to playwrights. So we are helping with that. And I myself am a director, that's my craft. And so if somebody is entering school as a director, then I would be happy to coach them through that whole process. So there you have it.
Awesome. I actually think this is a good time, since you mentioned it, to talk a little bit about the Stage Punch parent company, Yonder Window Theater Company. Do you want to just fill anyone who's joining us? Some people are joining us from Stage Punch social media, and they might actually not know where Stage Punch is coming from. So would you want to talk a little bit about Yonder Window?
Yes, absolutely. So Yonder Window Theater Company is a theater company that specializes in international conversations and big international communication between cultures. So we are a company that has at least 7 countries represented within our actual company. We have company members from 7 different countries. We even have company members from Australia, and we have company members from Norway and all over Europe and Mexico. A third of our company members are from Mexico. We've been doing a huge project called the Dream Project, which is a devised theater project based on Shakespeare's Midsummer Night's Dream, multidisciplinary, multilingual. And that's something that you can see on our website. We just actually we're in the Fringe, the Edinburgh Fringe Festival online. So, we screen that for the world on that platform. But we're still working on that project. We had to put it on hold during the pandemic because it is a very large cast and we need aerial rigging, and we can't exactly do that on Zoom. So we are going to come back to that project. But we did start a large project during the pandemic that was entirely online called the Creative Crusade. And that is for all ages. I think our youngest crusader still working with us. I think she's 9. And then our oldest crusaders in their 80s. So, multi-generational. And we have 40 artists that we're continuing to work with in Creative Crusade. We're in phase 2 of that project. So we're constantly working, as I mentioned before, the Ascending Playwrights program. That's our newest program at Yonder Window Theater Company. And that is really a great kind of bridge into Stage Punch because that is catering towards the age group that we are working with in Stage Punch. So our Ascending Playwrights program is geared towards ages 15 to 25, and they are applying for this program. And what those Ascending Playwrights get is, if they are chosen, their play gets a full reading from professional company members. It's a private reading. It's not publicized, so the public cannot go watch it, but then they get the reading and feedback from the actors, and they also get a session with Grant and I, our playwright in residence, so director and playwright, giving them notes on their play. So that's actually my favorite new program that Yonder Window is running. And then of course we have all of our programs that are educational. So Elka and I talked a lot about that, specifically the New York Teen Shakespeare Intensive. That is our biggest educational program, and that's a 2 or 3 week summer program. The 2 week is the online version. I think this upcoming year we're going to do both. FYI to all of our
exciting.
So we might run 2 of them in the summer. So we'll do 2 weeks online and 3 weeks in person. So
and you'll be able to read about that on stagepunch.com as well. We will definitely keep that updated with NYTSI, which is what we call the New York Teen Shakespeare Intensive updates. And it was a true inspiration for this project, and seeing how these kids succeeded online in NYTSI made us see that it's possible to connect digitally.
Absolutely. And that, Stage Punch it birthed directly from that program and from the work that we've been doing with students. A little bit later today, you're going to get to meet Gabby, and Gabby is one of our longtime students and had turned intern, turned company member, and Stage Punch staff member. And we're going to talk a little bit about her journey into college. And a lot of Stage Punch was taken, just the idea of it was taken directly from the work that Gabby and I did personally, and how she looked at college auditions and looked at the map of what that big task of applying over the course of a year would be, and put it all together. The hours and hours and hours of research that we did several years ago. She's graduated college now, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So yeah, are there any other questions, or do we have time?
Well, we're going to move on for now. We definitely have 2 more Q&A sessions coming up. So if you have a question that didn't get asked or answered, please still drop it into the Facebook comments or email it at admin@stagepunch.com. I think Jack's dropping a banner there. All right, up next, this is a big deal. This is our first giveaway winner.
All right.
So,
Yes.
do you, Katie, want to talk about what this winner is going to receive?
Yes. So our first winner is going to get a 6-month free subscription to StagePunch, and we are very excited about that. So there really doesn't need a big explanation to that. We're just very excited to have somebody. We want to gift you a 6-month subscription. So that means that you will have access as a subscriber. And this is all on the website, so you'll be able to see this when you go log in. With your code that we will give you, we'll email it directly to you, but you'll get access to our Meditation Monday and our Wellness Wednesday and our Forum Friday. You'll get to look at all of our filters for all of our programs and all of our quizzes and see our guidebook. And you'll have access to all our coaches with discount codes for the coaching sessions. So subscribers do get a pretty hefty discount for every single coaching session. So that's something really, as a subscriber, that saves you if you're looking at coaching for a year. That can get a little pricey in the arts world. So we're trying to help our subscribers get there and take care of them the best we can. So yes.
So
this is our winner. Drum roll.
First winner is Cody Hunter. So Cody, if you're watching, congratulations. We're going to send you an email and you'll receive all the information you need to know very soon. Great job. There's still time for the rest of this stream to enter our 2 other giveaways. So visit stagepunch.com to enter and good luck. So up next, we are going to show you again a tour of StagePunch because you might be joining us for the first time right now. This is a big 3-hour open event, so we are having people join whenever they would like. We're going to give you a StagePunch tour, and then we've got interviews with students. We have more presentations from our coaches coming up, more opportunities to ask questions, get them answered, and to win in our giveaways. So Jack, why don't you take it away with the next StagePunch walkthrough?
Do it. Welcome to StagePunch.com. I'm so excited to give you the site tour today. Let's just jump right in. This is StagePunch.com. This is the home page. I'm going to show you what it's like to use this page when you're signed in as a subscriber. So some of these things are not going to be accessible for free at StagePunch.com right now, but when you're ready to sign up, you'll have access to everything I'm about to show you. So starting on the home page, this is accessible to everyone. You can do this for free. You can take the college quiz. There's a button right at the top there. If we scroll a little bit, you might be watching on stagepunch.com right now. So you might be watching this right in this little box, but typically we'll have a video that explains how you can make the most of StagePunch. And if you don't want to watch the video, here is a list of the features that you can take advantage when you sign up for StagePunch. And our blog is accessible on our homepage. I highly recommend taking a look at that. We've had so many amazing writers make these awesome blogs that are super helpful for applying and auditioning and preparing for college in general. All right, back up at the top. Let's jump into programs. Like I said, our college quiz is accessible to everyone right now. You can take this quiz, and I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I'll tease you with the first question. You can take this quiz and get matched with one program that we think sounds like what you're looking for. So fill out all the questions, and we'll give you one that we think you might be looking for, and it may be one that you haven't explored yet. If you are a subscriber, you can then hit explore programs after you've completed the quiz, and you can have access to our entire database of programs. This is the bread and butter of StagePunch. We have put in so many hours of research to compile this database for you. We've got so many schools and so much information. You can filter through and look for the right program for you. You can filter by location, tuition, even the type of location you want to be in. If you want to be in a city, you don't want to be in the countryside or the suburbs, you can say urban location, and you want to be in a medium-sized school. And here we are. We get matched with a few programs that are right for us. Let's click on one of those programs and see what happens. And here we are on this specific programs page. We've got all the important information. We've researched everything, and this is all extremely specific to these schools. This is cutting through the noise and getting straight to the information that you need to know. So we've got the type of program, the size, the tuition. We even link to their websites if you want to check them out. The degrees that they offer, some highlights about the school, some fun facts you might want to know. Where it is and how to get in touch, and of course, how to apply. This is the big one. This is sometimes the hardest thing to find when you're on those college websites. So we've got application deadlines, audition dates, audition requirements. Everything that you need to know is at one-stop shop right here. Sometimes these pieces of information are on several different pages on the school's website. So we've compiled them all right here for all of the different programs that are offered at that school. So let's say I'm really into this school and this information is really helpful to me. I'm going to save that to my profile. So when I'm logged in, I can go to my profile, my saved items, and it's right there. I don't have to filter through the programs page again. All right, let's move on to prepare. Up at the top here, explore the guidebook. Our guidebook is an extensive guidebook on how to get in, how to prepare, how to audition, how to decide where to go, and coming soon, how to make the most of your college experience. This is amazing information that I recommend students and parents read when they have the chance to do so. I'll click on one right here just to give you an idea. Here's a great example of the type of information that our guidebook offers. We've got how to make the most of StagePunch, how to prepare, and even an application timeline where we suggest when you should be preparing which steps ahead of your auditions and applications. And everyone's on their own journey, but we can give you a good idea of how to be the absolute most prepared. Okay, let's move on here now. We're ready to go. We know what school we want to go to, and we're going to head over to take our monologue quiz. This monologue quiz is only available to our subscribers. Again, I'll just tease you with the first question. Pretty simple right out the gate. We're going to match you with one Shakespeare monologue that sounds like what you're looking for, and you can save that one as well. Once I've got matched with my one monologue, I want to see what else is out there for me. So I'm going to go over to our Explore Monologues page and look through our database of Shakespeare monologues that we have compiled for you. You can filter through our system. There it is. All right, so let's use the filters. I've got so many. I am not going to put what type because, you know, they're lovers. They can be funny. They can be dramatic. I want a woman, and I want her to talk about romance and seduction. Let's see what comes up. All right, we've got so many to choose from here. Very exciting. Okay, so I see a monologue I like. I'm going to click on it. This looks just like our programs page. So here we've got all the important information you need to know about the monologue, where in the play it takes place, what the style is. This is important, the style. Some schools are going to only require verse, and you won't be able to do any monologues in prose. And by some, I mean a lot. Here we even list a few more themes that are in the piece, so you have an idea of what you're getting into. And below there is your monologue, exactly formatted how it's supposed to, so you can take it right from StagePunch, a synopsis of the scene and a play synopsis. I'm going to scroll back up. I love this monologue. I want to audition with it. I'm going to save it to my profile, and it will be right here on my profile. Okay. So lastly, under Prepare, we have our recommended reading page. This is a collection of books that you might find on your college syllabus, and also books that we just recommend all actors and theater artists take a look at and read, as many as possible, to advance their practice and become the best theater artist that they can be. You've got links to all of the books right here where you can buy them online. Again, you might get a syllabus that says you need certain books. Come on this site and take a look. Okay. Moving on to our Academy. Under Academy, we've got coaching. here is our coaching menu where you can take a look at the types of programs that we offer and the types of classes we offer. And at the bottom, I've compiled a recommended coaching plan for you. So this is just an idea of how to best use our coaching to prepare for your audition. It's not just about taking a few acting classes, it's about making sure your voice and your body is prepared, making sure you understand your heightened text, and making sure that you are a well-rounded performer, so you have thought about financial planning and your mental wellness as well, because that's really important to preparing. It's a stressful time. We want you to be as ready as possible. So that's our recommended coaching plan. Let's scroll back up to our coaching menu. I'll show you what one of our coaching pages looks like. This is our acting coaching page. And here you can scroll through and take a look at our different acting coaches. And if I want to book a session with them, I can click the little plus button. I can see their philosophy, their specialties, a little bit about them and what they do. All of our coaches are working professionals in the industry, and I'll click here to book a session. Let's scroll back up and head over to events. So our events, right now we've got 3 free events for subscribers happening every week. We have a Meditation Monday, Wellness Wednesday, and Forum Friday. I recommend you go in there and click through and read about those events. They're really amazing. They're all over Zoom. As we grow, we're going to be having more and more events, more workshops. Many of our events will be free to subscribers and paid for non-subscribers. So being a subscriber, there's a lot of benefits there in getting into those events, having first come, first serve opportunities. We'll have industry insight panels with some faces you might recognize from TV. And you'll want to get in there before everyone else. Okay. And lastly, our blog, like I was mentioning before, we have a handful of amazing blogs up right now that are so helpful. They're from people who have gone to theater school, who teach, who are here to help you prepare and get ready and just make it the best you can possibly make your experience auditioning. So take a look at the blog. We've got writers from the UK to the US who have all different types of ages and experiences, and it's a great resource. I'll show you, lastly, the saved items page. I've been saving all those programs and monologues along the way. I can even save events. I've saved Meditation Monday there. This is where I can access all of those saved items. Quick access. I don't have to go sorting through the databases anymore because I've got my favorites right here. And I just click it, and there we go. If I want to unsave it, I don't want that one anymore. Let's make sure it goes off. And yeah. Good to go. All right, so thank you so much for joining me on this StagePunch tour. I hope you guys can get in there and have a good time and get the most out of StagePunch. We want to see you prepare and perform and just nail your audition the best that you can, and we know that you will. All right.
Hello, welcome back. We're back. Okay. Now I am going to bring Katie back. Katie's ready. Hi, Katie. Hi. So now everyone's you've seen 2 StagePunch tours, or maybe you've seen 1, depending on when you're joining. Don't forget to send us some questions. Don't forget to click around the StagePunch site. So I just gave you a tour about what it looks like to use the site as a subscriber. And now we're going to hear from an actual high school student who has been using the site and who has been training with us. Elena, why don't you turn your video on? Hello, Elena. We're so happy to see you.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
Elena is joining all the way from Abu Dhabi, so it's a little bit late, but we really appreciate her joining us, and we're so happy to have you. So I'm going to dip out, and I'm going to let Katie have a talk with you about what it's like to use StagePunch. All right, see you guys.
Elena, so great to see your face. I want to introduce Elena is the very first StagePunch student ambassador. So Elena is one of our staff members. We are very happy to have her on board. And if you guys are following us on Instagram, she did a Takeover Tuesday with us, and that was a lot of fun. And she did a fabulous job. Couldn't have done any better. No, I mean, I don't think anyone will top that Takeover Tuesday. It was wonderful. And thank you for being up so late. Elena is used to this because she took our New York Teen Shakespeare Intensive 2 years in a row. She did both of the online versions. We hope that she will be able to come to us in person next year in New York City and do it a third time, but actually get to see us in person. But Elena, tell us a little bit about your journey. Before we get into the Stage Punch thing, why don't you give us a little bit of background of you and your acting and where you are in your whole process with auditioning for college, and just talk about yourself, glorious self.
Okay. Hi, my name is Elena. I'm an 18-year-old senior at high school, and I'm planning to do a BFA in acting at university in the States. Over the summer, I was looking at a bunch of universities, checking their requirements for auditions and their general application requirements. And over the summer, I've also been looking at different monologues as well. So I've been looking at contemporary and classical monologues, and I'm looking forward to training with coaches on StagePunch to help me develop my skills in acting for these monologues that I've chosen.
Great. So you are in the process of looking at colleges, starting to really hone in on which colleges you're interested in. What are some things that you really gravitate towards on StagePunch? What are some of the features that you are working with so far that you've enjoyed that are working for you?
I've really enjoyed the Explore Colleges option because it's so easy to just go search for any college that you want, and you can see all of the audition requirements on the page where the college is. And it's just so easy because you can save it and you can just always go back to it through your account, which I find really easy to use. Also, the monologue quiz, it's a very short quiz, and the result is a monologue that suits you most. And with the college, with the answer from the quiz, you can use that, and you can also visit and explore other monologues that are on the StagePunch website as well.
Great. And that's something I really would like to talk about, is just the user friendliness of StagePunch. One of our goals, and we'll get a little bit more into this when I interview Gabby, because this is a problem that her and I faced over and over again when looking at colleges, is that every college website is laid out a little bit different. Every college website has its own little challenge when you're looking at it to try to find what programs they offer, how much is tuition, what are the audition deadlines, what are the audition requirements, what is the application deadline, what's the application fee, how many students are in this college, how many do they accept? I mean, just all of the things that you would have a question of before you even decide whether to audition for that college or not, because let's face it, every single application is going to cost you $75 to $100. So do you want to just go for 25 colleges and spend that money or do you want to narrow in? And my thought is somewhere in between. Gabby is on the higher end. I think she auditioned for like 15 colleges, but we will at StagePunch help you narrow in on which college you want. But when you are doing your own research, use our site for that research, because every program's page is laid out the exact same way. So you don't have to search for that information. It's all right there. And the next segment we're going to do on this is introducing our StagePunch staff. And you will meet Jonas, the mastermind behind this database. And I don't even want to know how many hours he logged trying to get all of these college pages to work and research all of those things. And the research doesn't stop, right? Because every year in September, October, all of these websites are updating with their new deadlines. And all of those deadlines are being up. There's not a magic thing that says, guess what, today on September 25th, all colleges are going to update their website with their new deadlines. No, we have to go in and search every single day all of these colleges and say, when is it updated? And we're constantly working on that. So we will have all of the updated information right when you go there. I love that you said the monologues quiz. I'm curious how that monologues quiz is working. As a beta tester of the website, how many times did you take the quiz?
I've done it about like 3 times or 4 times. And every time I tried like different filters and I chose different answers. And I found a lot of really good monologues, and hopefully I can use them in my college auditions.
Great, great. And right now, just as a disclaimer, everybody should know, and you'll see this when you go to the site, right now our entire monologue search is just Shakespeare. So we started with what we know. And you will have to have, if you're auditioning for Juilliard, you'll have to have 2 Shakespeare monologues. Every single college that you audition for, you will have to have a classical and a contemporary. And typically they want Shakespeare for the classical. So we have started with half of what you need. And we will be, as the year goes on, working on building a massive, massive database of contemporary monologues that is as big as a Shakespeare or even bigger. That's going to take time. We're looking at getting the rights to these monologues and making sure we have the monologues that you would need and that are suited for your age range and are appropriate for auditions, right? Because at StagePunch, our team is going to be screening every single thing that we put on the site. We want to make sure it's the best information, the most updated information, and that it's appropriate for everybody. So since we don't have a contemporary monologue search on our site, we do have references and recommendations for where you can find contemporary monologues. And if you use our coaches, we're going to help you with that as well. We're going to give you some ideas on contemporary monologues. So we'll help you choose those pieces as well. What else, Elena? What else have you been exploring on StagePunch that you want to talk about?
I really enjoy the option to choose sessions with coaches. Because not only are there acting sessions, you can also look at movement and clowning techniques, which are really important for auditions and understanding your text even further. So I really enjoy that you can choose so many things from the coaching sessions.
That's great. And you know what? Elena, as our student ambassador, knows many of these coaches. I think she knows at least half of the coaches that are on the StagePunch team. She's met and worked with them all, so she can speak to all of those techniques. You know Chris, you know Dave, you know Elka, you know Janice. You know, you've met Drew in our industry panel, so you know you are familiar with these coaches and have worked with each one of them in a group setting. And so you haven't had a lot of individual sessions with them. So that's going to be exciting for you to start booking them. The choose your own adventure. If you go to our coaching site, or the coaching tab, you'll see that we have a recommended choose your own adventure, but how you would want to break down that. So what that is, it's geared towards a 1-year journey. So you would do the choose your own adventure of 10 sessions. You would do that twice. So every single session, you would do 2 of those sessions if you're a year out. If you're only half a year out, then you would probably only have time to do the 10 sessions and you would just do 1 of each session. So if you are somewhere in the middle of your journey and you already have your monologues picked out and you already have your song picked out and you just need a little more practice, you need a little more vocal work on your song, you know, where you go to Alicia. If you need a little bit more vocal work with your acting, go to Dave. If you feel like you're really set with those things, but you're feeling like your character's not moving the way that you really want the character to move and you're not feeling quite comfortable with it physically, then go to Janice or go to Elko or myself or Chris, our clown teacher, to find the funny in your piece. Even villains should be finding the funny in their piece. So, you know, that this is, our coaching is really geared towards whatever the student needs. And if you are confused about what you need and you're not quite sure how to choose a coach or what to do, email us and ask, or set up a coaching session with me. And that first coaching session, we will spend 20-30 minutes of the first coaching session just talking about your journey and what you need and what you want and how to go about it. And I'm happy to coach you on what your overall journey might look like. So that's part of it as well. Yeah, and then you have your peer advisors too. Did you see that, Elena, on the thing? You can go and talk to people who have just graduated college and talk to them about their experiences as well. So that's good. And international students, we have peer coaching. You'll have a little session today with Burfin and Jonas about being an international student and what that means and how to get your visas and all of those things. So yeah, there's endless possibilities. Elena, do you want to tell us anything else before we say goodbye and let you go to bed? It's so late.
I think that StagePunch is a great platform for any aspiring performing artist going to pursue the arts at university. It's a very organized site, and I think it will be really helpful for those looking to do arts in university. So, yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Elena, for staying up late and for helping us and for being our ambassador. And we look forward to talking to you and working with you more and, joining the StagePunch staff on many other events. So thank you. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Elena. Bye. All right. Well, I think I'll stay on for this next part. We're going to bring our staff on. So let me just make sure that we're all in the waiting room and we're all getting set up here. We have a lot of wonderful StagePunch staff.
Great. And people can come in. Let's bring a few chairs. Oh, actually, that bench is good. Bring the bench over.
And while we're getting ready here with our awesome StagePunch staff, I'll just remind everyone to visit StagePunch.com. This is the StagePunch launch party event. We're going until 6 o'clock, so join, leave, come back, grab a snack, grab a drink, whatever you want, and come see what we're doing. We have 2 prize giveaways coming up a little bit later, and we've got Q&A sessions about StagePunch and 1 more video walkthrough. So I think we can kind of come back now. I think we've got, look at everybody. Hello.
Yes. Oh, Gabby, come on in. Squeeze in.
Oh, yes.
Hey,
Gabby,
Elga, you can poke your head in. Everybody's met Elga. I don't think we can all fit in one screen here, but a lot of us are here in New York City, so we're very excited.
And this is a really big deal because our team has been spread out across the entire globe for the past 2 years, and this week so many of us have met for the first time in person and are actually in the same room together, and it's been really, really great. And then I say that from a Zoom box and not upstairs, but
we are broadcasting live from New York City, and a majority, as you can see on our screen, a majority of us are in New York City, but those that are zooming in, I'll let them introduce themselves and where they are currently in the world. But we all have been spread out all over the world, all over the time zones. We've been working, like I said, at Yonder Window Theater Company for 18 months on this project, and we have gotten so many artists involved. And at one point, I think we were working with like 6 different time zones and trying to coordinate meetings for all of us. And somebody's always falling asleep because it's so late for them, and someone always gets the short end of the stick. I feel like a lot of times that was Jonas. We're sorry, Jonas. Jonas is like, I'm up till 3 a.m. anyway. So yeah, we have, this is the first time that we're coming together, and many of the people that I'm sitting with next to me, I'm meeting for the first time today, and it's really exciting. But I obviously feel like I've known them forever because we have been working together for a while. All right, so Megan, you've already met, and she is our administrative producer at Yonder Window Theater Company, and that carries over into working as administrative producer on StagePunch. You can see she's our MC. Perfect role for her today. And let's go with our mastermind behind the entire building of this site. It would not happen without Jonas. Jonas, talk about you. Go for it. Your turn.
Right. Well, I'm currently in Oslo, Norway, so I'm broadcasting from here. I've been working mostly on the site from Australia, where I was until recently, and I am the brand new Director of Content and Artistic Development at StagePunch. So I'm very excited about that. I have been building this whole database from the ground up. And you're absolutely right, what you were talking about before. It is so difficult to find the right information on these sites because it is spread out in different sections. Some schools will have each program have their own audition information. Other schools will have audition information hidden somewhere completely different. And so finding all of that in one space is what StagePunch is going to be all about. It's a massive resource, and it's going to keep on growing and growing with our user base.
So Jonas has spent countless hours pulling his own hair out on these websites, trying to digging for this information so that our users will not have to dig for this information. Right. So we will continue to do so. Remember, I was talking about how all the sites update their audition dates at different times. So Jonas is going to be the one going into those sites and trolling those sites and poking them, and sometimes even calling administration and being like, why isn't your website updated? And we have kids that need to know this information. So we are so grateful to Jonas. I feel like we should call him Oz because he really is the man behind the curtain in all of this. And so thank you, Jonas. And this day is a huge day for you and for all the work that you've put into this. Next, I would like to introduce Izzy. So Izzy Diaz was our intern this summer, and now she is working on social media for us. She's going to be working in the background with Madeline here. Say hi, Madeline. And they are our organic social media team, and they will be working on making sure that all of our followers are updated and everything. So Izzy, do you want to talk a little bit about the journey this summer?
Yeah, hi, I'm Izzy. I am in Lynchburg, Virginia right now. I started interning in May with Madeline, who I cannot say enough good things about. We just worked really well together and kind of had this little mastermind in creating TikTok and the marketing plan for StagePunch. And I just feel so honored to have been a part of it. And it's so great to see it come to life.
Excellent. Madeline is in New York, as you can see next to us. So we're very excited to have her live, and tell us a little bit about moving forward, what your plans are with some of the social media aspects of StagePunch.
Yeah, well, as Izzy kind of mentioned, we put together the whole marketing plan for leading up to StagePunch, and then sort of how to move forward after that. So we're really excited just to get as many people engaging with the social media, and then, from there getting to engage with StagePunch. And yeah, we created a TikTok, which is all very new for us, but very exciting. So definitely, follow us on all the social media platforms if you aren't yet. And I'll just stick in there as well that I loved working with Izzy. She's also amazing. We did make a good team.
Very much so. And also on social media, and this is definitely not my forte, as I am in a different generation than these two beautiful ladies here.
Right.
All the ladies on my screen.
Mastered social media these past few months.
So they're teaching me a lot about it, but really what we want to say is that we are going to be doing contests on social media and giveaways and things. So as this progresses, as StagePunch grows, we want to hear from you. And if you have a question and you feel like you're not quite getting the answer that you need from an email, then text us on social media, and I'm sure that one of these two lovely ladies is going to get back to you right away and let you know what's going on, and you can talk to us. So we're available night and day in that way. So they're going to be the ones you're meeting, the faces behind the text that you will hopefully be reaching out to. And next, I'd like to introduce Berfin and Gabby. So these two lovely ladies have been doing assisting Jonas in a lot of the writing with StagePunch. So Gabby wrote a blog, and in a little while we're going to interview Gabby. She's going to talk a little bit with me about her journey on the college audition process, and Berfin will also be talking a little bit with Jonas later on about being an international student. And so those are some of the things that they've done, but also Berfin built our glossary. So if you have anything you want to add to the glossary, Berfin will be the one updating that. And Gabby is doing writing for us and writing blogs and adding to the guidebook as well. So it's an all hands on deck sort of team. But Gabby and Berfin, do you guys have anything you want to tell our audience? I know you get individual interviews later, so.
Oh, I mean, we've just been working together for a long time now. I think you really guided me like hand in hand throughout my college process. And I don't think I would be nearly where I am right now without this program. So I think that we're able to spread it far and wide is a huge deal.
And on the other end of the spectrum, I just met you guys and joined this team. But the first thing I distinctly remember in our conversations was your eagerness to help me with my future. And that's why I want to help others who are about to have a journey similar to mine, 4 years, 5 years younger than me.
Incredible. And they're also our peer coaches. So you'll see on our coaching page, we have a few peer coaches. Dan couldn't join us today, but you'll see his bio as well. We have 3 peer coaches that are here to advise you. And the goal with our peer coaches is that they have just graduated, that they are just in their graduation year, and they are just entering the world of performing arts as new graduates from their BFA or BA programs. And they are ready to talk to you and coach you through how to do that, which is, there's no book, there's no answer to what do you do, especially not right now. This is a very strange time. Our industry being shut down and just reopening, and if you just need a little guidance on that, they're here for you, and they'll talk to you about those things. And then we also have 3 lovely ladies sitting to my left who are ready to talk to you very soon. Well, you've already met Elka. She's our director of training and one of our acting coaches. And Lee and Jean you will meet in a little while, but they're going to talk a little bit about what they have to offer in coaching. So I think that's it for introduction of staff. We are so happy to be all in one place on the same screen. It feels very strange. Yay!
Awesome.
All right,
well,
Megan.
thank you guys. Yeah, so we'll see some of them a little bit later. Thank you, Izzy, for joining us. We'll see Jonas and Bervin in a moment. And next up, we have a talk with our coach, Lee. Lee, are you there? Lee is actually in person. Let's see.
There we go.
Hi.
And you're back. Hi, Lee.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah. So Lee is our financial planning coach. And this is just like we were talking with Megan earlier, that preparing for college isn't just about preparing the perfect audition and learning lines. It's being fully prepared. And we think at StagePunch, it's really important to take a look at what your future looks like financially, and to not ignore this really massive thing, especially here in the United States and everywhere really, of taking out loans and preparing financially for school. So I'm going to let Lee talk a little bit about what she's going to offer through StagePunch coaching, and you can take a look at our website and book a session with her later. Take it away, Lee.
Thank you, Megan. So as Megan said, we're going to talk about money because it needs to be talked about. It's sometimes fun or anxiety inducing talking about it. I think budgeting is one of the sexiest things that exists. So I love talking about budgeting. But yeah, let's talk about financial awareness and literacy, and awareness in the sense of, how are you with money? Do you think about money? Do you think about budgeting? Are you someone that can be trusted with a credit card? Are you someone that should maybe spend a little time separated from a credit card? Do you have a credit card? And then, of course, the super fun aspect of, you need a credit card in order to build credit, but you can't get a credit card without credit. It's almost like it's like planned that way. That's fun. And then the literacy aspect of all those questions that no one really talks about, but just like assume that they know, like, what's a 401k? What's vesting in a 401k? How many quarters do you have to work in order to be eligible for Social Security? And yes, this doesn't come in exactly into college, but these are life questions, right? Because one thing that college tuition can potentially do is affect you for the rest of your life. So let's just talk about information. Let's just like really have a conversation about what these loans that you're signing for. If you have to, pay for loans, if there's in-state or out-of-state questions, if there's residency questions and establishing residency, and what could that potentially mean of halving your tuition, gap years, just really like anything that comes into mind. If you want to study overseas, what does that mean for coming home for the holidays? Like when I went to school, like I grew up outside of New York and I went to school in Philadelphia. I'm mama's girl, like proud mama's girl. And I knew it would be good to have some space, but I also knew that it would be nice to just like, I'm just going to take a bus to get home. And that bus also costs $12 when you're coming home for Thanksgiving, or let's just say the holiday that is celebrated at the end of November, or when you want to fly home. And if you need to fly home, just little things that to think about to like, adjust or just to consider, just so you don't have these like massive surprises. Budgeting I could talk about all day. I would talk about it, but we don't have that much time. But just, your savings account, your emergency fund, your also what I like to call having your life happens and shit happens account, because you don't know what you're going to have to pay for, but it might be something that you need to pay for immediately. And then, debt. It's not as sexy as budgeting, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to do it because it's information that's like kept from us, right? Like, I feel like money, like when I, just like don't talk about it. Like, it's not really proper. Let's talk about it. Let's just get it out in the open. Let's ask all of those, like, what is this? What is interest? What is interest? When does your interest on your student loan start accruing? Are you paying this off, or are you just sitting on an interest-bearing loan for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, depending on your program, or if you change majors or want to switch schools? And this is like, my heart is pounding. So like, this isn't meant to be like scary. It's just information, right? Like, that's the most powerful tool that we can have. If you are in the beautifully privileged and like blessing of a situation where you don't have to consider your student loan adventure, if you don't have it, I mean, you're still going to want to do stuff. Like, maybe you want to go on a year abroad or a semester abroad, and maybe that you'll be paying for, just thinking about things like that. And also just like how to budget and prepare for a life in the arts when you don't know how much money is going to be coming in. You don't have, I feel like a lot of like budgeting and all these conversations are built around like an old model, right? Like company person, like 30, 40 years for the same company, you knew what your paycheck was, you had that 3% inflation increase, and that was it. That's how you built your nest egg, and that's how you built your life. We as artists, we don't have, some would call it a luxury, some would call it not a luxury, of just like knowing what's going to happen day in and day out. And so along those lines of budgeting, and I'm going to tie it into StagePunch. Here we do this. Everyone's different, right? And everyone's approach to talking about money, to thinking about money, to budgeting is going to be different. What approach works for you? Everyone in this room, there are people in this room. If you have the like Mercutio, if you have the Queen Mab speech, thank you. If you have the Queen Mab speech, it's going to be different for everyone. Different people are going to have different ways that they learn the text and the rhythm, and their different life experiences are going to influence the way that they perform that monologue. I don't think budgeting is that different. You have, maybe it's digital, maybe it's analog and writing things down and then tying things into a spreadsheet. And maybe you're like, I don't want to have banking on my phone. That maybe we're just going to talk about what works for you, and that's it. We're just going to have a conversation. you want to go to your dream school, I'm right here. No need. And we'll talk about budgeting, but I think I covered that. So
That was
did I get
that
it?
was
Did I do
perfect
it?
timing,
Yes.
first of
in
all.
10 minutes.
Second of all, I feel
Right.
inspired by that talk. Like you might be
Oh,
seeing
God.
like a booking from Megan Shabler at some point on your
Literally happy to talk about budgeting
Yeah.
with everyone.
I
whenever.
understand that.
So,
I think that's also, something to mention. I started as an actor and I think you have a similar journey and then was really interested in producing. And budgeting is something you should probably know if you want to make your own theater as well. So this doesn't just have to be a talk about college. It could be about budgeting in the arts. I wish I had done at least one class with somebody about budgeting before going to school and then ignoring my loans for a couple years and then all of a sudden being like, oh wait, how does all of this work? So I definitely can't recommend this one enough. Like everyone should take this financial planning course like at least once. But thank you so much, Ali. I am going to, I think we're going to just maybe rotate who's in that chair because up next we have Berfin and Jonas. So Jonas, do you want to jump on now? Hey guys. So Berfin and Jonas are our kind of peer advising team with a specific focus on being an international student. I'll let them talk a little bit more about that, but before I do, I'll just remind anyone joining now, this is the StagePunch launch. We'll be doing a giveaway soon, but there's still time to enter. We have 2 more giveaways coming up. Visit stagepunch.com to enter. You can drop questions in our Facebook comments if you're watching on Facebook that you might have about StagePunch, or you can email them to us at admin@stagepunch.com. So Berfin and Jonas, I know you guys have practiced for this. I'm just gonna hand it over and trust you and call me if you need me.
All right. Well, it's good to see you again, Berfin. I wish I was there in New York right now.
Yes.
So since we are one of the few people that get to do this together, I thought we would just structure it more as a conversation rather than presentation. So first of all, we are going to be the coaching and peer coaching team for international students specifically. So I'm guessing that you've been an international student?
Yes. I am from Turkey. I'm from Istanbul. And I just finished a 4-year BFA in Boston and moved here on my OPT visa, which is the extension visa for work that the F1 student visa allows international students to have. And I'm here doing the New York thing as an international student, now resident. Yeah. And you are zooming in from somewhere.
Correct. So I'm zooming in from my home country of Norway, which is where I was before I moved to New York to study acting at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts about 5 years ago now. Just celebrated my 5-year anniversary. And yeah, you mentioned a lot of different letters and words that sound very unfamiliar. And that's the thing about being an international student, is that not only do you have to go through the whole application process, you also have to go through this whole visa process. And there's so many questions, so many things that you need to know about when you're going through that. And that's why we're here. We're here to help answer any questions. We can do one-on-one sessions. We're probably going to do some bigger forums as well down the line at StagePunch. So I want to ask you, what were some of the difficulties that you had being an international student, maybe before coming to the States?
The biggest issue I had was this feeling of being alone, because in the US, the art scene in collegiate level is not very diverse with international students. So I was actually the only student in my program from Turkey. And there were 3 other international students, and I wasn't really crossing paths with them. So I felt really alone in this process because there was no one I could go and be like, I'm looking for a theater job, but I don't know if I can work because this is my legal status. And I think what I want to be here for is to alleviate that feeling of loneliness, because and then over the line, I discovered that I wasn't alone, that there was another Turkish student in the program, but just a couple of years older than me, that I could call and ask things. So the biggest difficulty was answering these questions that no one around me knows the answer for.
Right. You said something very important earlier, though, in our little chat earlier today. You spoke about international coordinators at schools. So
yes,
often, if you're an international student, there will be a whole extra team of people that you can contact, especially prior to moving over for help with all your visa stuff. But even then, they handle so many international students. It's hard to get specific answers sometimes. And that's another part where we can come on in, help out, do a little session where you have a list of questions and we can just go through them, calm and quiet. You can ask follow-up questions. I also thought that there were so many things I wasn't expecting culturally about moving. Which is just funny. You can, I remember the first day of my program right after the introductions, we got to our dorms and I was like, wow, there's no sheets here. I have to go and buy sheets now for my bed. And the system in America is so different to the system in Europe. And so I had no idea what a twin XL was. And I was just stuck having a breakdown in Bed Bath & Beyond. But those are things that you can, some of them you can be prepared for, some of them.
I had brought my hair curler and straightener, and then I plug it and exploded my machine because I didn't know that the voltage was different in the US and in Turkey. And also I thought I was so smart because I had brought an adapter plug for it. I was like, oh, of course I know they use different plugs in the US. So I plug it and then like steam starts coming out of my curling iron because there's different voltage here. So there are things, funny things.
There's small things, and then there's bigger things, and we can talk about both. And we are actually just super excited to talk with people that are in similar situations, that are wondering what is an OPT, and maybe even beyond. There's an artist visa called O1 that I know a lot about, a lot of friends that are on that. And even just the difference between an F1 student visa and a J1 student visa, all of those things are really important to get to early. And it can be
financial aid for international students, because if you're not an American citizen, you can't apply for financial aid, even though your family might not have the means to afford 4 years in the US. There's just so many avenues you can take to figure things out.
Exactly. Especially with you just got to get creative.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing I wanted to say as well, is that, of course, StagePunch is not just an American site. We cater to the whole world. We have programs globally, and we are able to help the other way around as well. We have seen the school system in our respective countries, within the EU. And so we are more than able to help out and find additional resources for students that are looking, maybe they're American wanting to go to the UK and study, or, and how does Brexit work with all of that? All those kinds of things. There's some information on the site, and then you can get specific coaching to see more. And after that, I believe we are also going to present a winner.
Yes. So the next giveaway we have is 1 free coaching session with any coach on StagePunch. And
I have a winner here.
Okay.
Yes. So the winner of the free coaching is Andrea Narvaez Santos, and we will be in touch by email. Congratulations.
Wow.
Yay! Thank you so much, Griffin and Jonas. Thank you for that amazing giveaway presentation. Next, we are going to hear from one of our acting coaches who a really amazing video for us to share with you. And we're going to play that right now. So go for it.
Stage Punch friends, family, and colleagues, how are you? Drew Moorline here, coach and actor. Just wanted to say hello. I am so sorry to miss this amazing launch tonight. It's my 5-year-old daughter's birthday, so we will be flying down wild water rides at Camelback Mountain Water Park Resort, something to that effect. But I wish I was there if it weren't my daughter's birthday. I love coaching. I love helping people, inspiring people to find their authentic self and to really learn how to diversify their revenue streams as an actor and artist, from TV, film, stage, commercial, video game, voiceover, animation, modeling, audiobooks. The genres, mediums, and styles are endless, and to really become a working actor and to be able to sustain and live the life you want to live, we have to figure out how to have money coming in when things are dry in some markets and then hot in other markets. I love breaking down and dissecting scenes. Audition prep is one of my main coachings, and I love helping people build their voiceover studios. This is my new studio at my new house, and I love it. You might hear my cat purring from time to time. Anyway, I'm so proud and excited to be part of this coaching team, and this company is just incredible. Katie, thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you to all the rest of the coaches and everybody involved in getting this off its feet and off the ground. It's just such a incredible idea, and you have not missed a detail to make it everything that you've dreamed it could be. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful night, and I look forward to coaching with all of you. All right. Let's make some memories and have some fun. Later on.
Nice. Thank you, Drew, and happy birthday to your daughter. We're sad that he couldn't be here, but doesn't he seem great? We have so many awesome coaches on our page, and we've met so many of them today. I really encourage you to go to stagepunch.com and take a look at our coaching page. Anyone can book coaches. You don't have to be a paid subscriber on stagepunch.com, but those who are paid subscribers on stagepunch.com get a great discount on all of their coaching sessions, every single one. Okay, so we're going to give you one last tour of the Stage Punch website. If you're just joining us now, this is our Stage Punch launch event. And if you've been watching this whole time, thank you. Wow, that's amazing. We've got a little over 1 more hour left of our event. It's been really amazing. We've met these wonderful coaches. We've heard so much about Stage Punch, and we've got more ahead. So take a look now at our Stage Punch tour and enjoy.
All right, and it is time, and it is my immense pleasure and joy to share with you the official Stage Punch website. So here we go. This is the homepage. You might have already seen it when you were signing up for this event, perhaps, but this is only what you see when you are a non-subscriber. You get the homepage, and you get access to one of our amazing quizzes. So now we are going to take you on a bit more of a backstage view of the entire site. So as you can see, you have the homepage. You have potentially played around here a bit already. We love the art. We love how it looks. We're super happy with everything. This is our blogs. Here's a little fact. You can read up on that later. Maybe it will make you feel even better about subscribing to StagePunch today. And we are going to get started. So what I said is that we have 2 quizzes. We have one programs quiz, which is available to anyone entering our site. It looks like this. I'm not going to spoil the fun for you. You can go through and explore that yourself, but it will give you access to one school from our amazing database. And that database looks like this. So you can scroll through here and we have pages and pages and pages of performing arts programs all over the world. We're not just US based. We do programs in the UK and Ireland. We have international programs in almost all continents. We have schools in Singapore. We have schools in India, in Norway, where I'm right now. So that's super exciting. And we also have this really cool feature, which is a filtering system. You can go in here and you can filter your program through the degree that you're interested in the location, the type of tuition that you're expecting to pay. I guess a lot of people will start here at small, and then you can add small and medium to see more of your options and location. For now, we're doing US, UK, and Ireland, and international, and it is an ever-growing database. So it's super exciting. Keep checking in, and I'm sure that you'll find many schools and programs all over the world that will fit your needs, and hopefully you will even discover your dream school along the way. So we can do a little quick search here. In our filter, we are interested in playwriting today. We want to go to the US and we want to be in an urban area. So we're going to view all our programs and look at that. It changes. So maybe you want to go to Boise State University, for instance, and you can click in and you'll see all your info that you'll need to apply. You'll see all the degrees that are on offer, a few highlights of the program, how to contact them if anything should come up, and then the most important, of course, how to apply. You get all your deadlines, all your addition dates, all the info that you need. And if that's not enough, you think this might be the greatest program for you ever, you press save. And just like that, the item has been saved and you can find it over at your profile. So if you hit your profile, you will go straight to your saved items. And over here, you can see now Boise State has showed up in my saved items. This is also where you go to check that your subscription is running, that you've made all your payments, all of that stuff. And as you can see, we also have events and monologues. So that's a great cue to push us over to the monologue. So of course we have the monologue quiz. Once again, I'm not going to spoil the fun for you. I'm not going to go in there, but this monologue quiz is there to help you locate an amazing Shakespeare monologue for your audition. Currently, we are sharing Shakespeare monologues here on StagePunch. We're working on finding a way to do contemporary monologues in the future. For right now, it's an amazing database of Shakespeare monologues. You access that here and explore monologues. And that's where we are at. So once again, it's very similar to the programs. It's a big database. Most of these are geared towards young performers. We are here to help the next generation of performing artists, of course. So you can filter through gender, archetype, genre, and a few themes. So for instance, if we want to do death and despair, and we want to be a hero, we'll use some monologues, and here we go. You can do a monologue from Henry IV Part 2. You click on in there. Once again, you can save it. You get the location of the play, get the character right here, the play right here, the first line, and we have some themes. You get all the information and the monologue right there for you. Just use it as you wish. You get a quick scene synopsis and a play synopsis, and you can go back and look for more. Then we have our guidebook, which is another really cool feature of our site. This is the StagePunch guidebook. It is a 5-act play. That's what we've decided it is. And it gives you access to amazing insight throughout your journey towards your dream school. So we have preparing, applying, auditioning, deciding, experiencing, coming soon, and the glossary, where you get access to all these words that you might hear in a rehearsal, in a classroom. You go, I wonder what that is. I don't want to out myself. I don't know really what this is about. You click that, you go and read, and you check out by alphabet. You go to E, and wow, that's an ensemble. The dynamic interaction and harmonious blending of the efforts of the many artists involved in the dramatic activity of theatrical production. That's a little example. We also, if we go back to the guidebook, you can see here at the bottom, we have our newly added section. So that's where you get the newest articles or scenes that we have written for the guidebook. And the guidebook is ever growing. So if you've checked it out, you've read through it either chronologically or you checked out the things that apply to you. You always want to check back in here and make sure that you get the newest scene from the guidebook. For instance, today you want to look on how to write the perfect application essay. It comes up right there. There's a section, you get more subsections here. So that was scene 3. We'll leave all the reading to you when you are subscribed. The final part of prepare is recommended reading. That is right here. It's all these amazing books for performing artists. You get a straight link to buy them. We have our coaching section, which is really, really cool. We offer coaching in a bunch of different areas and skills that you will need on your way. You have acting, voice and movement, workshops, life skills. You'll meet some of our coaches or have met some of our coaches already. And we have either a choose your own adventure menu, or we also offer a recommended coaching plan where you can read exactly what we think you might need on your way. And then you just go in, you read about our coaches, and you choose to book a session. And as a subscriber, you get 20% off all coaching. That's our promise to our Stage Pro members. We also have our events that we saw a bit earlier. So we will keep adding events. These are 3 weekly events that we are starting right from this upcoming week. We have Meditation Monday, Wellness Wednesday, and Forum Friday. There will also be master classes here. We'll have all the good stuff for you to enjoy. And finally, we have our little blog. You might have checked that out already on stagepunch.me. That is now moved over here. And it is an even greater assembly of opinions, of insight, and it ties back into the guidebook and all the things that we believe in here at StagePunch. For right now, these are articles, and that will keep on expanding and growing as well. So I think that is it for now. And I will just leave you with this little blurb right here. Begin your journey. You can create a profile, track your progress, see exactly what you've saved. You can explore hundreds of colleges from across the world in an ever-growing database. Get all the audition requirements, the dates, the deadlines, all in that same place. You can access the perfect monologue for that once-in-a-lifetime audition. We offer expert coaching, exclusive workshops, all other events. You can sign up right here. We hope you enjoy StagePunch.
Amazing. Thank you so much. That was our final screen tour today. If you have questions, we have another Q&A coming up right now, and we are watching those Facebook comments and the email, so send them in. We actually just had a question come in on Facebook from someone. Yes, they asked, will we be partnering with schools?
That is an excellent question. And the answer to that is yes, we will absolutely partner with schools. That this is the beginning of our journey. And right now our clients are students, but eventually we would love our clients to be schools and universities and programs. And we want to talk to them about what they offer and what they would like to do with StagePunch, and partner with potential programs that want to do workshops, and we can work on making those workshops be a part of StagePunch, and so that we're really filling out the user experience. So yes, absolutely. That is part of what we are looking forward to doing as we grow the business and as we move towards the future of StagePunch being a larger part of the industry and hoping that there will be eventually someday a staple in the performing arts industry internationally. Which is something we really haven't talked about too much on StagePunch yet, other than our journey with international students. But the idea is that eventually we will have schools on our database that are not just English programs. We want to encompass many languages on stage. Right now, most of our schools are English speaking. All of ours, you would have to take the TOEFL to get into every single program that we have if you are a non-English speaker. But eventually we will be looking at other universities that do have different languages for their programs.
Yeah, someone actually asked like what's next for StagePunch, and I feel like the answer is so much. And partnering with schools is definitely one of those things. And I mean, what else do you think is on that list, Katie? What's next for StagePunch?
Oh, well, it's a two-part question, because what's next immediately or what's next in the next 5 years, 10 years? So I'll answer that first. So immediate, what's next is that we are continuing to grow our database, that we are continuing to hire artists, right? One of my goals as the founder of StagePunch was not only to give back to the community of the arts, so we want to help all of the young artists coming out of high school into college and help them with that journey and really take care of them, but I also want to have a platform to hire artists. I want to hire and pay as many artists as I possibly can for their talents. And that's been a goal of mine from day one. I'm gonna get emotional because everybody in the room is doing some air snaps here. I have always wanted that, and maybe having a theater company, Yonder Window Theater Company, does allow me to hire artists. And with the extraordinary gift of our sponsor, we are able to do a lot. But what I want to do is have a revenue stream in which to work with artists in other capacities. So that's part of the goal for me, is to expand it on both sides. So offering as many workshops in the immediate future as we possibly can. So we're building already a partnership with Alicia. She has her own company and she has many workshops that she does, and she's going to build out a workshop specifically just for StagePunch in this age group, because typically her clientele and her workshops her students are 18 and up. So we're looking at building something specifically with her that's going to be geared towards our audience, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then obviously with schools, that database is going to grow and grow and grow. Jonas is going to be working with, building out that database every single day. Partnerships with publishing companies, looking at play scripts and dramatists and just all of the major play script companies. I would like to see what can happen in that realm. Can we have a partnership with them so that every time a young person wants to do a monologue, they get some sort of discount to buy the script and have it sent directly from StagePunch to them? And maybe then we get the rights to those monologues. Does that include a stipend for the playwrights, right? Because remember that goal of paying as many artists as possible. So if we are partnering with play scripts and getting their monologues from all of these published plays, because everyone knows your monologues need to come from a published play. If you're auditioning with it, you better have read the play. So can we get those purchased scripts, and can we get those funds into the hands of the playwrights? So I have so many goals. Yeah. And that I could actually talk for hours and hours about what I want StagePunch to be and how I hope it will grow and how many people I want to hire and work with, and how many people I want to help. So
yeah, and definitely right now, like the future of StagePunch is growing our coaches, like you were saying, hiring more people and growing the number of events that we do and the things that we can offer our users right now. I'm going to sound like Lee for a minute, And I'm going to ask, how much does it cost? Let's talk about money.
How much does StagePunch cost?
Mhm.
So it is $25 a month. And that is the short answer. And that's the answer.
Yeah.
It is $65 for coaches per hour. And if you're a non-subscriber, you still have access to our coaches, but your coaching sessions will be $85 an hour.
And that will be for
So-
acting and movement coaches. The prices for our wellness coaches and peer advisors.
Peer advisors are a little bit less. Yeah. So, I think that's right now, these are industry prices that we've researched and they're on the lower end. I would like to start some programs where, we're able to bring those costs down. If there's a sliding scale in our future, I really hope that we can work that out. Potential sponsorships with artists who want to sponsor, 10 subscriptions or 10 coaching sessions. So, there'll be options and there'll be giveaways and there'll be all sorts of contests and prizes and things that people can do to get those prices down. But we do have to have funds to pay our artists for working so hard.
Of course.
So we do have to charge a monthly subscription. I wish it were all free. But you can access the site. You can access the quiz, the program's quiz for free. And you can access a couple of the pages on the site, but mostly a subscription, which is $25 a month.
And we had a question about discounts, and today we actually have a special discount to announce. So anyone who is watching today or within the next 7 days can use the discount code LAUNCHPARTY, all caps, at checkout, and they will get I believe $15 off their first month of StagePunch. That will be good for the next 7 days. So if you're watching this back on Saturday night, you can use it. If you're watching it back next Wednesday night, give it a try. So yeah, Launch Party, all caps. That's one of our discounts. And we'll have more discounts in the future. We'll have more opportunities, as Katie was saying, as we grow and as we get sponsors and partner with other companies, which is definitely the future of StagePunch. Let me see here if I have another question. Oh, I actually did have some good questions come in about coaching. We've heard a lot from the coaches today, but somebody asked, do I have to use a coach? Do I have to pick a monologue off StagePunch and get coaching for it, or can I bring my own monologues to the coaching sessions?
Great question. You can have whatever monologue you want. You may bring it to now. The caveat is that you come in with that monologue and you tell us, I'm auditioning for, these 5 colleges, and we look at those colleges and we go, uh-oh, you can't use that monologue for X, Y, or Z. So one of the reasons maybe that you wouldn't be able to use that monologue is that it's way too long. So then we would say, okay, we have to cut it because your limit is 2 minutes. Chances are, if you're coming with the ambition of, I want a coaching session, you probably already know these things because you've done your research and you've done your homework, and we're proud of you for that. But if you come to us with a monologue that has 18 curse words in it, and you want to use it for college audition, chances are, if you get me as a coach, I'm going to go, can we do something else? Or can we, is it necessary to do this piece for these college auditions? Maybe try doing it for something else, maybe audition for a theater company with that monologue if you're really into it and you want to use it for something else. Obviously, when you're getting coaching sessions, it's subjective to the coach and what they're going to tell you. StagePunch coaches do talk to each other. So, if we say, Sally has this monologue and she has the F-bomb 80 times in this, and I coached her and I told her she shouldn't have. Chances are you're going to hear the same thing from the coaches. But the answer is yes. Bring your own monologues and we will make suggestions and we will help you with that monologue. And if it's a perfect monologue for you, great, and we'll continue working on it. If it needs some adjustments and you need to pick something else, we'll also help you do that. So
amazing. Let's see. I think we should do another question here. Well, do you choose the coach for me, or can I sign up for any coach I want? Yeah, of course you can sign up for any coach you want. If you visit the website, you can see all of our coaches, and they're all available to be booked at any time, anyone you want. And we have our recommended coaching plan on our coaching page that can walk you through what types of sessions to book, and then you can choose which coaches you want from those sessions.
But we can help you. If you want us to choose your coaches for you, then we'll do it. So our recommended coaching plan is something that we would follow. And great, thank you. Impressive. What happened? Who did that? You guys are great. So yes, if you look at this, we have a recommended coaching plan, and we can walk you through that. We can talk about why that's necessary. If you go to our guidebook and look at the year-long plan of in month 1, January, you should do this. February, you should do this. March, you should do this. We have a whole calendar of your year-long audition process. And in that, actually, it does tell you some of the coaching sessions you should be thinking about, when you should choose your monologues, when you should start looking at schools, what you should be doing with your summer. We have all of those things there. So if you need guidance on that, we will help you.
Yeah, absolutely. We will always be here to help you. You can get in contact with us by booking a session with any of the coaches. All of the acting coaches are really great for planning and preparing, whether it's I'm having trouble choosing my monologues or I'm having trouble deciding how this journey should go for me. I recommend booking an acting coach because they will always be there to chat with you about that as well. So I also lied. I want to do one last question and then we'll move on. What types of events are coming up? What types of events do we plan on doing in the future?
Okay, so I've been wanting to say this actually for the entire broadcast, and this is a great time to say it. So Forum Fridays. So if you are not sure what you want to do on the site first, and so let's say, for example, you want a session with one of your peer advisors, but you're not sure which one to choose. Our Forum Fridays are going to be an event that you can go into every single Friday. We're going to have a different staff member of StagePunch, whether it's a different coach, whether it's a different creator of StagePunch, or whether it's a peer advisor, or, at some point, Lee will come on and do a Forum Friday, and we're going to archive all of those. And so every time we have a Forum Friday, if the benefit of coming live is that you're in a Zoom with us on the screen, and the Forum Friday is us talking directly to our subscribers on a Zoom. Even if we have 50 people on the screen, that's fine. As long as we can see you, you can ask a question or ask a question in the chat. Or if it's 2 people, then you get a really private session, and it's part of your subscription. It's free every Friday. But then we archive those. So you can look at every single Forum Friday that we've had, and we've actually already been doing Forum Fridays with some of our students in the last several weeks. And so you can watch those. So we'll have the titles of those and who they are, so you can go and see those coaches and see what they had to say. And maybe somebody, if you didn't get a chance to do it live, maybe somebody asked a question that you wanted to ask and they got answered and you watched it. So that's one event really that I think everybody as a subscriber should try to tune in every Friday and watch. And then the big events. So once a month, we're going to be doing an industry panel. Our New York Teen Shakespeare students also know very well what these industry panels are. We have lots of actors in the business that we work with at Yonder Window Theater Company that are doing plays with us, are working on scripts, are part of our company. And so they are working actors in the industry on different TV shows or films and Broadway stars as well. And so, they're going to come in and talk to you. And a panel discussion means that we will be able to ask questions to them. We will have those questions ahead of time, and they will have a discussion and tell you, all you want to know. And if you're a subscriber, you'll be able to go to those sessions and see those panel discussions once a month. We don't have a date for our first panel discussion yet, but we will be announcing that soon to all our subscribers.
That's why it's important to follow us on social media, on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. We're StagePunch on TikTok. We're StagePunch with an ED on the end on Instagram and Facebook. So look us up, because we'll be announcing everything that's coming up. We'll always announce the special things we're doing, even if it's just for subscribers, so you can see what we're adding to StagePunch as we go. So I think that's about it for our Q&A session. I'm going to admit our next coach. I think this is one of our final coach presentations before Jean. Yeah, so Janice is here.
Yay! Janice Orlandi in the house.
Janice,
Hi,
whenever you're ready,
Janice.
turn
I'm
on
in
your.
the house, but I've got to turn the other thing off. Hold on.
You have the stream going.
Hi, gorgeous.
Hi. I've
Look
got
at
you on.
there's
I've got you
Janice.
on the phone. I've been watching.
Oh yeah.
So beautiful. Oh my God.
Janice is Janice is one of our acting coaches and a movement technique coach, and Katie and Janice are gonna have. See you soon.
Great.
Oh, are you going out a little
Excellent.
bit, my darling? You.
Hi, Janice.
Okay, I hear you now. Yeah. Hi.
Yeah. Hi. So thank you for joining us. Janice and I have known each other our whole lives. It feels like it, doesn't it? Gosh, Janice, I want to say 15 years as well, around 15 years. We have
2000 what? 6,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yes.
about 15 years. Yeah. And Janice and I and Elka have all worked together with the teen program. So we have been teaching teenagers since we've really just started in the industry. Janice is the master of many techniques. Janice teaches international. Janice has students all over the world. She has been teaching for Janice, how many years have you been teaching? This is a question I'm just rounded up, but
25,
do you know?
25 years or more?
25 years.
Yeah.
And this year and last year, we did the Teen Shakespeare online. And Janice, I think, has had the biggest challenge of taking the movement techniques that she's been teaching for 25 years into a little tiny box that you're watching right now. And she has done an extraordinary job with that. And the kids have just absolutely taken to the work in their own bedrooms, in their own homes, with Janice as their guide. And I'm so blown away by how well Janice is doing with all of the Zoom. And I know you're constantly saying, I can't do the Zoom, I don't want, but honestly, the kids have been getting so much out of the Zoom classes that, I really don't think you've skipped a beat at all with everything that you're working with.
We shifted the structure slightly so that it works within the parameters of Zoom.
Yeah,
basically. So the same things are being taught, but with that framework.
Yeah. Absolutely. So that's a good segue. Janice, tell us about what you teach. Tell us about your movement techniques and all of the masters that you've worked with over the years. Give us the Janice Orlandi spiel.
Are you going to show some pictures too?
We can. You can tell me when you'd like me to start the slideshow, and then we'll hear your voice behind it.
All right. So what I'll give you a little bit of the history of my pedagogy, and then we'll go. So I started at HB Studios studying the Hagen technique and playwriting, and from there I went to study movement with Lloyd Williamson, and worked with him for many years, and then eventually began to run his studio, and bring it into the next generation when he retired or semi-retired. And that's when Katie and Elka came to work at the studio, and we created this Teen Shakespeare program there. But there was an adult program there every summer with teachers from all over the world internationally teaching different techniques. And from that, I was able to study with a lot of master teachers, and then also my curiosity about having a body of work called the Williamson technique, which is pretty vast. Body of work. It moves from physical technique, connection to the voice and the body, to impediments and character, all the way into period style and the court and playwrights of the great courts of monarchs like Elizabeth and for Shakespeare and Louis XIV and Charles II for Moliere and the English Restoration playwrights, and Oscar Wilde and Queen Victoria, and all the Russian playwrights, well, Anton Chekhov mostly, of that era too. So the actors would learn the physicality of those periods and to be able to actually enter the time. So they didn't treat it as a contemporary actor working on a contemporary play. And that work was taught at one of the major universities in America, Rutgers University, where Lloyd was there for over 20 years. And while I was running the studio, I studied with Anne Bogart and Mary Overly, the Viewpoints. I studied with Richard Schechner, who I invited to the studio, and some of his proteges to study this technique called Rasa boxes. And I became certified in Michael Chekhov technique, and also explored other techniques like Rudolf Laban's technique. And I'm still actually exploring. It hasn't stopped, so to speak. I'm always interested, you know. And I brought different teachers like Chris Bays, clowning, Christopher's teacher, and Catherine Fitzmaurice. So I opened it up so that master teachers could teach the next generation, which is similar to what you're doing here with the Stage Punch and this program, that you're getting the lineage that you would get when you go to college. You'll get a lineage. You're getting the group theater lineage. You're getting a European lineage, wherever it is that you decide to study. There's a lineage of teachers from Russia, from England, from America, from India, and so I think that's at the heart of what I explored with the studio, to pass on the lineage of the great teachers through the generations to the next generation, so that they are studying what came before them, and then they can create their own way from there. Yeah. So I would say that's what I do. It lives mostly in the world of physical technique, character, transformation, period style character, impediments, drunk, a lot of drunk characters in many plays, in Shakespeare and in all the American canon, Tennessee Williams, you find them all there. So different ways to work with the body and the challenges of the character, of what does the playwright ask you? What are they asking of you? If you're playing someone older than yourself or younger than yourself, or someone that transforms through age in a play. So yeah, character transformation and the tools for that, and opening the emotional, responsive, expressive instrument, freeing the actor to be able to express themselves on all levels of emotion.
That's extraordinary.
You know, creating a fearless actor. Yeah.
Well, Janice, I love that you mentioned pedagogy and all of the style work. So we have a slideshow of Janice's work. So let's go ahead and play that slideshow, and we'll talk as the slideshow is going. And maybe we'll describe a little bit of what we're seeing. But you know, the lineage is something that is so important for our young artists to understand and to know whose shoulders we're standing on, and how we get there, and what those techniques are, and where they come from, and what culture do they come from, and how we move forward with all of those. And what does that mean for the contemporary artist, and what does it mean in a contemporary world? And so, you know, we're looking at all of these beautiful slides of the style work. And if you're playing these characters, you have to know how to move within that period. And Janice, one of the many pedagogies that she works with is the style work, and also how it affects the body and movement. So
And what
Janice-
you're looking at, what you were looking at there, if you just want to pause for a moment, I'll just go back one.
Oh, we can't do that. We'll just let it, we have to let it
Just
keep playing.
pause, okay, yeah. So this is a period style event which took place in Edwin Booth's home in New York City, and it's in the period of the 1890s, and so all of the actors are playing characters of that era, and they're doing a reenactment similar to, you know, a site-specific event. And they had interaction with the audience as well. And they break the fourth wall. They tell the audience who they are in character. They explain who they were in history, how they knew everyone else in the room. So the audience gets a whole history lesson on that era, and they see them dance and read poetry and play parlor games of the time. It's quite extraordinary. This is my dear friend Forrest McClinton. He was in Red Velvet, the play about Everett Aldridge, and I worked on the style work for that. This is a Rasa Box class that took place at Rose Buford College. This is a play that I worked on with my students, the other Mozart, about Mozart's sister. This is Rasa Boxes in action. This, you know, drawing the different words that relate to the emotion with pictures. A lot of the students from the summer would remember we did picture galleries of the different Rosas that you would see in nature and in people's bodies. This is Madame Ciceretta Jones. She was in the 1890s, famous opera singer of the time. And this is a famous ballerina from the Russian ballet at the time. This is Lady Vanderbilt, Consuelo Vanderbilt, heiress of the time. So they all come right out of the era. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you, Janice. That's all the time we have today.
Okay. All right, I could go on forever. You know me.
I know we could. And you know what? If our Stage Punch subscribers want to see that slideshow, we'll put it in the archives and they can look through it. And if they want to book you as a coach, they'll have questions about that slideshow if they want to watch it, and you can answer those in person. Or you know what, we can also have a whole Forum Friday dedicated to Janice Orlandi, and we'll play this slideshow at the beginning and we'll talk about each one. So we have many more opportunities to hear from Janice.
Any questions? Any questions?
We have actually, that's a great idea. I mean, Megan, do we have any questions specifically asked for Janice?
I don't see any coming in right now.
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
hear me?
All right.
Great. If one comes your way, Janice, we will ask it and make sure they get the answer.
Good.
Yeah.
Now, should I continue watching on another?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
Yes, you may.
I've been enjoying that on Facebook. That's lovely.
Oh, yay. That's great.
Yeah,
Thank you, Janice.
The guy, it's
All right.
it's beautiful what you're doing. Beautiful.
Thank you. We
Yeah,
love
we'll
you.
go back
To have
over
you with
there.
us.
Arrivederci, as they say in Italy.
Bye.
And Italian schools too.
Yes, we'll get some Italian schools on there.
I'm a citizen. I can go there and teach. Arrivederci.
Bye.
Bye-bye, honey.
If anyone has any questions that they want to send us that don't get answered in this live stream, you can email them to admin@stagepunch.com, and we, of course, will answer them. We would love to get in touch with anyone who's interested. All right, up next is an In the Room event. Yeah, oh, I can hear those chairs being pulled over up there.
The chairs are very loud.
Graceful transition that Megan's worked out.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think you guys can take this one away.
Absolutely. So you met her earlier. This is Gabby Sapia. Actually, you probably want your stage name Gabriella, right?
Actually, I do go by Gabby Pasapia,
Okay.
Gabby Pasapia professionally.
Okay, fabulous. So Gabby has just graduated, and we are so excited to talk about your journey because Stage Punch is largely birthed. The idea came from, and maybe not at the time, not in the room, not 4 years ago. We didn't know we would start this, but it came from the years and years of coaching. And there are several students that worked with throughout the years. Gabby stood out to me as one of those students who had every single tool that possibly have as a student, and ambitious, and she had a notebook and a binder, and she made it, and every single session, I mean, it was like this big by the end, and every single session she came with that binder, and we worked on every single aspect from choosing the schools all the way through to choosing the monologues into going to the auditions. And I even went to the auditions with her. We warmed up together. Yes. So we have gone through this process together years ago. And I think it's important for you guys as our audience, as our future subscribers, to hear about that process and what it was like for Gabby, what was frustrating for us working through it, what we needed, what challenges we faced, what felt good, what felt right, what are the little tiny things that people maybe don't even think to ask, but all of a sudden now we have these things being discussed. So yeah, Gabby, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you now first? Let's start there.
So right now I have just graduated college. I graduated this past May. Since then, I've been working closely with the Under Window Theater and StagePunch's culmination, trying to work on blogs and partly helping with the guidebook. Other than that, I've been teaching for a creative arts program. So I do work with 3 to 7 year olds on the teaching creative arts program front, which is just so fun. It's so great to be back in the room generally, and then to be in the room with such free and creative minds is so endearing and just wonderful to be around again. And now that we are gearing back up into the school session for a lot of people, I am sad to say I won't be at college again this semester. I am starting to get more into auditioning professionally and working on my reel and content demos and everything. So I've just been building up content and experience teaching both in and out of the classroom. So it's been a busy year. And I think it has. And then to figure that out through a pandemic has been interesting. But I definitely think I still use a lot of the skills that we built together. I mean, I'm not looking for college programs anymore, but the way that I looked through those jobs on Actors Access now and Breakdown Express are going to be the same way I would look through the college programs and projects I was interested in then.
Yeah.
So it's definitely been helpful to carry everything I learned with you into not only my college experience and my college audition process, but into life as an actor, because it never goes away. Keep it.
For sure. Well, I think it's great if we go back all the way to the beginning, when you and I met many years ago at a coffee shop, through a friend of a friend, right? I think, and they recommended, go see this coach, start figuring out what you want to do. And Gabby came to me and she sits down in front of me and she goes, okay, I have these 30 schools that I would like to audition for. And I said, okay, well then, great, 30 schools. I think that's too many. And so narrow it down. And so the next session she came back, okay, how about these 20 schools? Gabby, I think that's too many. Let's narrow it down. So I think we got like 16, 15.
Yeah, we were just under 20 BFA programs. Other than that, I did a few other applications for general education or for BA programs, but for the audition process, I focused strictly on a very cut down 16 top choice list.
I remember that number. To this day, Gabby is the student who has auditioned for the most schools out of any of the students.
Overachiever, to say the least.
Yes. But what is important to know about that process is maybe some of the challenges that we faced right when we were starting our process. So what do you wish you knew then?
What I wish I knew, how difficult college programs are to get on the phone or online. That is something that we worked really hard on, and I think is going to be StagePunch's main asset, just having all the information laid out in front of you. I think you need to if you're not planning on using StagePunch, to set aside a lot of time to do that research yourself, because I don't think we can, especially with the sheer amount of schools I was auditioning for, knew how much research was going to be necessary into each and every program for each and every deadline, application fee, supplemental essay. It's just a whole list of things you need for each and every school. And then further down, it's most schools list these things for their general college, whereas we were looking for a very specific section of that college. And a lot of the times, those aren't the school's biggest priorities, updating those websites for their performing arts deadlines. So unless it was a school focused only on performing arts, it was harder to find that information.
Yeah.
And I think I really appreciated having someone help me through that.
Yeah.
It was definitely essential to my audition process.
And let's be honest here. Gabby is the one who took the initiative to do this research and do this work. But through doing all of this research, we both figured out, she's coming to me and going, okay, here, I said, okay, Gabby, open your spreadsheet. First thing in the first 10 minutes of every session, let's look at where you're at with your spreadsheet and filling it in. And audition dates, that there's a bunch of blanks on the left-hand side, and we're coming up in October of, wanting to audition the following year and going, when are these audition dates? And so she's calling the schools. Did you receive my application? When are your audition dates? And these are things that, like she said, maybe aren't a priority for the major university, but looking at getting those things information wise for you so that you can plan your schedule. Do you want to tour every single school that you're auditioning for? You have to think about that. You have to build that in. So maybe you're auditioning in person and you want to audition for 10 schools, but you want to do 5 online and 5 in person, trying to figure out how to coordinate those dates and things like that. So,
and it may not be their priority, but it's definitely your priority. And you have to make sure that you make it your priority, because it's never going to be the college's priority to help you get in. It's got to be your priority to do the work.
Yeah, exactly. And just about applications in general. When do you have to apply to the university for their BFA program or BA program? Do you have to get into the university before you can even apply for the other program? If you're an international student, that English isn't your first language, do you have to have your test scores before you even apply? Do you have to have the TOEFL? All of these questions, these are things that we're working out in our sessions, but it's also research that you as a student have to do. But if you're a subscriber with StagePunch, we have done that research for you, and we will help you and guide you along the way, and you'll be able to have access to all of that information in one place that's organized the same for every single school, so that you're not searching through the site. Now, you do have to go to the sites of the school to apply for the school. So you can't apply for the school from StagePunch, but we do have the links to the sites, to the direct links of each program's site. So if you wanted to go to the Florida State University main page, that wouldn't automatically lead you to the drama school. So we have the drama school links all on our site, so you can go see them.
Yeah, and the Common App is very easy, concise way to apply. This is just for all the information, which I wish I would have had this when I was applying.
Yes. And there are many, many programs out there right now that schools are using for all of their virtual auditions. And we have virtual audition expert, Verfin. She ran the virtual auditions for her college, and she understands how those work. And so she can coach you on that as a peer advisor if you have questions about the virtual audition process. She ran the entire audition room for her college, so she knows it. So, and that's just one college, but she's got information about other colleges too. So, these are things our peer advisors like Gabby, like Griffin, we have all of this experience that's right now contemporary. So when I went to school, it was not like this, but now having, several students who just graduated have experienced all of this. And, even the two that we have here in the room right now, missed their official showcase and graduation because they weren't allowed to have it this year due to the pandemic. So,
but the industry around the country really worked together to help us create an even more far-reaching showcase. Especially for my college specifically, we showcased in the West, Midwest, and Eastern regions for any industry that was willing to look at the EcoCast. So it went out to all major representation around the country. Whereas in person, it would have just been New York and LA. So there are benefits too.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Gabby.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for talking about your process, and that brings back memories.
No, I know. Enjoy the research, everyone. I'm sure Joan has worked very hard on that.
Oh yeah.
All right. So we have one more giveaway to do. Katie, will you please do the honors with me? Will you tell them what the final giveaway prize is going to be?
So we are giving away another 6-month subscription. Yay! Big giveaway. Let's do it. Drum roll. And the winner is
Olivia K.
Olivia.
So
congratulations. We can't wait to meet you.
Yes, we're going to email you everything you need to know. Anyone else who won today, you will receive an email from us soon with all the details you need to access your prize. So this has been like an amazing almost 3 hours of Stage Punch launch. We've met so many coaches, like we've met our Stage Punch staff, we've answered questions, looked at site tours, and we're coming up on the end now. So Katie, do you have anything you want to say, kind of reflecting back on today and reflecting back on all of our work and looking forward to the future? Like anything you want to say to wrap up the event before we hand it over to Jean?
So what I would like to encourage, if you're still watching or if you're just joining us, all of the potential subscribers out there or new subscribers that maybe while you were watching subscribed or are new winners of the 6-month subscription. I just want to say that if you join us, we are here day and night to help you on this journey. You are not alone. We know the difficulties. We've all been through it. We have people from every single side of it. We have people that have BA degrees, BFA degrees, MFA degrees, MA degrees, 2-year conservatory training programs, pedagogical experience of 25 years, working professionals in the industry, film and television stars, Broadway stars, people that have, their own bands. Several of our staff members have their own bands, and are in the music industry as well. I mean, we all wear so many hats. We understand what it's like to be a struggling artist, but we also understand what it's like to be ambitious and to have dreams and to know what we want in our life and go running full speed ahead towards it. And I think that the most important thing that Stage Punch offers is mentorship and guidance and a place that you can go that you will feel supported and feel safe and feel like someone is on your side and that you can ask questions anytime you want. And even if you're not a subscriber and you're not ready to hit the go button on that, you can still email us and ask questions and we will answer those questions for you, or hit us up on any of the social media channels and we'll be happy to respond to you. So I feel like this is the very beginning of a large community under the name of Stage Punch, and it's a community of artists who all have a common goal, and that common goal is to keep creating and to keep working in the industry and supporting each other. And I think that that's the most important thing that Stage Punch offers. So whether you want to be a subscriber or not, that is up to you, and it's okay either way. But really, what we want to do is meet you and support you.
That's fantastic. Thank you all who watched today at any time during the day. If you're watching this back, thank you. And thanks for joining us. Thank you to all of our coaches who joined us and to anyone who asked questions and participated at all today. I want to say thank you to Ver Creative who ran this live stream today. And Katie, I'm going to hand it off to you and I'm going to dip for the last time and you can introduce the final segment of today's stream.
Yes. Okay. So we have Jean Lauren Smith here, and she is our meditation coach extraordinaire and leader of the Meditation Monday segments. And we are so excited to have her. And she's going to do a little talk about what it is she offers, why meditation is important, and then to close out the day, she's going to do a meditation with us. So we're ending the whole program with Jean and that meditation. But first, Jean, take it away. Tell us about your experience with meditation, how you got here. What's your story?
Oh, thank you so much. And I'm so inspired that you're ending the day with meditation. So I'm an actor. I did the theater program at Marymount Manhattan College and, was always really into movement and voice, and have done a lot of experimental theater. Have worked with Katie and our lovely Dorothy Lyman as well, traveling to Mexico and doing theater. So definitely I've always had the theater background. And for me, the meditation and mindfulness has just really supported my acting. And I'm really just connecting to really what everybody today was saying, and you talking about mind, body, and spirit, and just this holistic approach. And mindfulness really addresses all three, mind, body, and spirit. So I think everybody can benefit from it, and actors especially can stand to benefit from the transformative practice of mindfulness and meditation. Obviously, in terms of presence and what the acting discipline actually is, and then all of the other things that we've talked about today, and just being a human and dealing with finances and dealing with research and planning, and it really just supports you in your life. And as we know, the actor's life is filled with a lot of unknowns and just different stresses that may be different from what other people might experience on a day-to-day. So I think that having a practice that you can come back to and come back to yourself is really supportive and will really serve you throughout your artist life.
I love that. And I myself have wanted for many years to learn how to meditate. And something caught me the first time that Jean did a meditation and I was able that I went to. I learned just simply to sit still, and I thought that I had to get everything out of my head. And that's, I think, why I've been nervous about meditating and not wanting to do it, because I thought there's no way in hell that I'm going to be able to get everything out of my head. I have too much going on in there. And you said, no, you don't have to do that. You can have it all there. Just be with it. And that's part of the practice of meditation, is just recognizing what's in there and listening to it, and maybe even having that own conversation in your head about it, but just the stillness and just learning how that works with your own body. And so I think that's, to me, that meant everything in just that small amount of time, even if it's 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day, or even if you just tune in every Monday and do the meditation with Jean for 30 minutes, or 45 minutes, that it's just something that will allow you as an artist to, I want to use the word reset, but I don't know, maybe you're the expert and you use a different word, but for me, it just kind of rebooted me a little bit, and I needed that. So I'm so excited that you're on our team and that you're helping us with that.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm going to disappear off the screen and do my meditation in private. Thank you, everybody. And I'm so glad that you came to watch us, and we hope that you will join our StagePunch team.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for that introduction. And yeah, as I said, it's just really addressing the mind, body, and spirit, and something that is inspiring about coming into relationship with our bodies, not just what we can feel kind of on the skin surface and having that awareness of movement, but also coming to the internal perceptions. This is an interoceptive awareness. So as we meditate, we kind of build that skill of being able to come inside and notice the internal sensations. And that's really a way of coming into deeper relationship with yourself. And a positive thing about coming into deeper relationship with yourself is that you then are able to connect more easily with others and have more empathy and just more emotional resonance. And obviously, that's a great thing for a human and a wonderful thing for an actor. So I would like to lead a meditation. It's wonderful to talk about it, but it's also experiential, and it's the practice itself. So we'll just lead about a 5-minute meditation just to give you a taste. So I invite you to just take a comfortable position. And this could be seated, standing, or lying down. There's also walking meditation, but I'll lead a meditation for a stationary position. And if you like, you can gently close the eyes, or they can always remain open and downcast with a soft gaze, limiting the visual input. And just noticing this transition, beginning to settle and turning the awareness inward. Noticing how that happens for you. And taking a moment to get a global sense of how you feel, what it's like to be in your heart, mind, and body in this moment. Perhaps there's a sense of excitement, nervousness, calm, eagerness, whatever it is. And knowing that whatever you're bringing to the practice is welcome. And cultivating this deep sense of self-acceptance. And bringing the awareness to the space beneath you. You may be seated on a chair, lying on the floor, recognizing underneath the floor, the foundation of the building is the earth. And you're ultimately held and supported by the earth. And just sensing that, sensing the weight and the gravity, the contact points. And this connection to the earth. And sensing the space above you. The space between the body and the ceiling, the top of the building. And out beyond, sensing the vastness of the open sky, the cosmos. And making a relationship with these two energies of sky and earth, seated in our human form. And just dropping into this mystery of life. And sensing the back body, the length of the spine from tailbone to head. Strong back. And soft, open front. And beginning to close this practice, sensing the weight, the gravity, the connection to the earth, being held and supported by the earth. And if you like, acknowledging yourself, perhaps sending yourself some gratitude for being here. And just taking in the goodness of this event. And connecting to this international community. And all the people here that made this event possible. All the coaches that you heard from. Anything that inspired you, sparked your interest. And just really taking in that good. And with mindfulness, also noticing transitions, and that this is the beginning of something new. And just really taking in the goodness of this celebration and being part of this community. And as you're ready, opening the eyes and taking in the space around you. And moving into the next part of your day. And moving into this celebration, Stage Punch. And thank you so much for practicing.